What is going on, everybody? Stone Shields on hand for another live chat sports watch party. My first time hosting a watch party here on our main chat sports channel, and we have a good one. It is a pleasure to be with you guys here this afternoon for the first round, or the first game, I should say, of the divisional round. The Houston Texans traveling to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the reigning defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Again, my name is Stone Shields. It is a pleasure to be with you guys here this afternoon. Got a familiar face in the comments section. Ty Man, the Buckeye, he says, what's up? What is going on, Ty Man? I am the host of Bengals Breakdown at Chat Sports, and I have been called into duty here to operate our first watch party of the divisional round here on a Saturday. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we get a competitive game. I am not pulling for either one of these two teams between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans. As I mentioned, I am the host of Bengals Breakdown, so I am a Bengals fan. Obviously, there's a little animosity between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. But hey, I'm looking forward to putting that aside for at least today, and just taking in a quality game here with the divisional round with you guys, and should be a lot of fun. We'll give a couple of shout-outs here before we get going. We're about 20 minutes away, allegedly, from kickoff at Arrowhead Stadium between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. Michael says, what is going on? Hey, Michael, good to have you with us here this afternoon. U-Haul is here hanging out as well. Ken says, go Texans. I am very interested to see kind of what exactly the spread is going to be as far as how many people are rooting for the Texans and how many people are rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs in this football game. Should be a lot of fun. Obviously, we are live on our Texans channel. Jeremy Chugg's taking care of business over there. And we are also live on our Chiefs channel with Tyler Jones in control over there, and I am taking control of things here at our main chat sports channel. So, pleasure to have you with us. Should be a lot of fun. Again, hopefully we get a good game here this afternoon. Got about 66 people in here hanging out with us right now. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up icon if you have not done so already. Always going for that 50-50 like ratio between viewers and people that are liking our stream. Got about 70 people in here and about 20 likes. So we're approaching that 50-50 ratio here at this point. Last I checked, the Kansas City Chiefs were 9-point favorites in this football game. Obviously, the Chiefs have a bit of an advantage coming into this one. They were able to secure that number one overall seed going into Week 18. So they rested their starters going into that game against Denver. None of their starters played. Denver absolutely blew them out of the water. But then, of course, on top of that, they got that first-round bye, which obviously is very significant as well. So it's been about a month, or just under a month, since Kansas City has played a football game with their starters out there on the football field. And keep in mind, the week before Week 18, that Week 17 game, they were out there on a Wednesday playing on Christmas. So really, we haven't seen Patrick Mahomes and company in a really, really long time. We'll see if they show up ready to go for this football game. Again, Stone Shields on hand, host of Bengals Breakdown, filling in here on our main chat sports channel for this football game. Should be a lot of fun. The Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs getting ready to square off here at Arrowhead Stadium. Again, shouldn't be too long. We're supposed to get a 4:30 kick. We'll see if we'll get a delay or not as far as that kickoff goes, or if they will be on time or not. We will see. But got to give a shout-out to our sponsors today. The first one, of course, is Game Time. Big appreciation to Game Time for making today's live stream watch party possible. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Download the Game Time app today. Use code CHATSPORTS. $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create an account. Redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, all guaranteed. Today's live stream watch party is also made possible by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least two players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. Download the app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. It's PrizePicks. Run your game. All right, let me know in the comments section who you've got in this football game. Type T for the Houston Texans or C for the Kansas City Chiefs. I want to know what you guys think here. So I try to get this up on the TV. Let me know in the comments section. Type T for the Houston Texans or C for the Kansas City Chiefs. Someone in the comments was asking about the weather. It looks like it is 24 degrees at Arrowhead Stadium, and it feels more like 8 degrees because of the 16-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Elliott says hoping for Texans, but go Bills. That is fair. MA Football Guy says want T, but I'm afraid C. That's fair as well. Anna says T for the Houston Texans. U-Haul says T as well. So it seems like we got a more Texans-favored crowd here to start. Got about 80 people in here hanging out with us here at Chat Sports. And it looks like the entirety of the ESPN crew picked the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game. So we'll see. I think the whole jinx thing kind of gets blown out of proportion, I feel like. You know, the save the graphic stuff. Is that really true? Yeah, who knows. But look, they're 9-point favorites for a reason in this football game, right? And CJ Stroud is going to have to play the game of his life in order for Houston to come in and win this game. CJ Stroud is a really good quarterback. Definitely a franchise guy for Houston, their guy for the future. But, you know, this is the biggest game of his life. Really, no doubt about that. And he's played in some really massive games throughout his time playing football, both at the collegiate level and, of course, in the NFL. It's the biggest game of his life, going into Arrowhead Stadium trying to get a victory. Really, Joe Burrow is the only guy that can really do that, besides Tom Brady, of course. So we'll see if CJ Stroud can join that elite company there with Burrow and Tom Brady and get him a victory. Obviously would be, like I said, I think it's the biggest game of his career, and it would be the biggest victory of his career, really, no doubt about it. U-Haul says Cincinnati is the most dangerous AFC team. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Tough not being in the dance as a Bengals fan, but I can guarantee you nobody in the AFC wanted them in, especially at the end of the year, the way they were playing. But you play that poorly in September, kind of got to live with the results. You know, the Bengals in recent years have been able to overcome those slow starts, and it was pretty miraculous. They've been able to do that in recent years, and finally it was just a year where they weren't able to do it. It was just a little bit too unrealistic this year, but we'll see about next year. But I think Kansas City definitely didn't want to see those boys in stripes. That is for sure, but we'll see if they can bounce back next year. Time in the Buckeye, I appreciate you serving as our moderator and helping us out, blocking all of those bots. Certainly does mean a lot. Got about 100 people in here as we get under 20 minutes away from kick. Again, I'm not expecting too much of a delay. I feel like the NFL is usually pretty good about getting it off at the proper time, unlike college, but we'll see if it actually ends up kicking off at 4:30 when it is supposed to. I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time. Today's live stream watch party is made possible by Game Time. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. There is still time to see some of these NFL playoffs in person. Obviously, a couple of games tomorrow. I don't believe either of those games are sold out at this point. Still think you can get some tickets on Game Time. And also, conference championship weekend next week certainly is very exciting. So if you want to head out to one of these NFL stadiums, see some NFL football, really no better place to do that than Game Time. My two favorite features on Game Time: the seat views. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy with Game Time. Secondly, the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature up front allows you to see your total up front so you don't get hit with any of those surprise fees at checkout like some of those other ticketing companies can get you with. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, all guaranteed. All right, let's take a look at our Super Chat menu for the first time here this afternoon. Going to refer to this, obviously, throughout our live stream watch party. By the way, I'm doing some solo producing here on today's edition of Texans versus Chiefs here at Chat Sports. I actually work at the Cincinnati Chat Sports offices, along with Chris Daughtry and Tom Downey, and I am here by my lonesome today. So if you see me looking down or whatever the case may be, just trying to do multiple things here at once as we progress through today's show. So this is our Super Chat menu. Let me know who you got. Send in a $5 Super Chat, either the Kansas City Chiefs or the Houston Texans. It seems like we have a more Texan-favored crowd here at this point. So let me know, and we'll see which team ends up with the most Super Chats at the end of our stream. So $5 Super Chat, let me know who you got in this game, the Chiefs or the Texans. $10 will be a wheel spin. Basically, we have a wheel set up with 6 different options, and we'll spin that wheel after a $10 Super Chat, and then I will have to do something. There's stuff on there, jumping jacks, push-ups, candy toss as well, which that's the $20 Super Chat. I'll get into that here in a moment. But plenty of different options on that wheel. $10 Super Chat, we will spin the wheel. $20 Super Chat is a candy toss or push-up. So what exactly does that mean? I got some gummy bears sitting here at my desk, and what I will do is I will throw 3 up in a row. And if I don't catch all 3 of them, that means I got to do 20 push-ups. So we will run that if somebody sends in a $20 Super Chat. We'll see. Done a lot of candy tosses. Got that from Sperry, I believe, our Steelers channel host here at Chat Sports. He came up with that. Did a lot on Bengals, and we will do it here with our main edition of our Chat Sports channel. And hopefully we can have some fun with that. So that is our Super Chat menu. Again, we will be referring to our Super Chat menu pretty often throughout today's show. So hope you guys can participate. Got over 100 people in here right now. And we'll see how much we can bring home in the Super Chat department. Again, if you're just joining us, my name is Stone Shields. I am the host of Bengals Breakdown here at Chat Sports. And was called into action to host our watch party here, the divisional round, the Texans and the Chiefs. So we asked you who you got. Now you can just be honest with us and tell us who you're rooting for in this football game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans. Let me know in the comments section who you are rooting for. Should be under 10 minutes before we get this game underway to start the divisional round of these NFL playoffs. I always say the divisional round is the best weekend of professional football of the year, right? Because championship weekend is obviously great, but you only get 2 games. Here you get 4 games, 2 each day, and these games usually are very, very close. Now, obviously, some of these spreads this weekend aren't super close, so if it goes Vegas's way, maybe it won't be that electric. But these games usually are super, super competitive, and they usually come down to wire. You usually see some crazy finishes, so I'm hoping that we can get a really awesome game here today in Arrowhead. Obviously, the Houston Texans are going to have to show up and play good football, take care of the football, right, in order for that to happen. Richard says he's got the Texans. Christopher has got the Kansas City Chiefs. He is rooting for. Time and the Buckeye says he is rooting for the Houston Texans as well. This guy says, I want Kansas City to advance so that Buffalo or Baltimore gets to go through them. Okay. Interesting. That game tomorrow will be awesome. We will be live for that here at Chat Sports as well. It will not be me. Not exactly sure who's going to be hosting that, but should be a lot of fun. That, I think a lot of people view as the game of the weekend, right? On paper, at least. Who knows if that'll actually turn out to be the case or not, but on paper, Buffalo, Baltimore, and Baltimore seems like an absolute banger. We will see if that comes to fruition. But Laura Rutledge talking to the quarterbacks here as we get ready for kickoff. Something tells me, unless this was previously recorded, which it very well could have been. I don't know. I'm starting to think the 4:30 start time might not exactly be happening, but we'll see. Type T, if you got the Houston Texans, or Type C, if you are rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Anthony Johnson says T. Remember, folks, to hit that thumbs up icon if you have not done so already. Got about 130 people in here hanging out. 40 likes. Always going for that 50-50 ratio between viewership and likes. So we got a minute here. Let's talk a little bit about the matchup itself. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Houston Texans at Arrowhead Stadium. Again, last I looked, the Chiefs were favored by 9 points, and the total is only 41.5. Definitely have some good defenses playing in this football game. No doubt about that. The Chiefs have only lost 2 games, but really they've only lost 1 game. Obviously, they've had some really good fortune this year. I think that's been well documented. People say, they have the refs on their side. I think that's, for the most part, very coincidental, right? I'm not buying that completely. But, typically teams that have that kind of a record where they only lose 1 or 2 games are a lot more dominant than Kansas City was this year. Like, they don't strike you as the clear-cut best team left in the dance. The only reason that you would say they are, if you do say they are, is because of the fact that they've won the past 2 Super Bowls. They got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. They got Andy Reid at head coach. Probably the best quarterback head coach duo in the National Football League. But, I think they are a lot more vulnerable than they have been in previous years. But a lot of people thought that last year, and then Mahomes, Kelce, and company went on that crazy run in the playoffs. So we will see, if they're able to do that yet again. I'm kind of just waiting, just because we've seen this for so long. I'm just kind of waiting for them to flip the switch and start to look like the Chiefs again. And if that's the case, the rest of the league obviously is in trouble. And when you get that bye, we saw this so often with New England and Tampa Bay. It's like, they win 1 game, they're in the championship game. And you win 2 games, you're in the Super Bowl. They're 3 wins away from winning another world title. So that bye, to me, is just absolutely so massive. Whoever you are a fan of, I think all of us hope and desire that one day our team can have that first-round bye in the playoffs, because it is just such a significant advantage, especially in the Chiefs' case. If you had things wrapped up going into Week 18, you get 2 weeks of rest. Week before that, you were playing on Christmas on a Wednesday, so it's about close to a month, approaching a month, for that these starters have been resting. Now, we'll see. I think in football, I'm obviously not a football player. I'm here sitting here talking to you guys. As a football player, I feel like the rest is a good thing. Maybe you're at the point where it's like, that might be too much rest. But when you've been here, done that, like Kansas City has, I think this rest is really only a benefit to them. If you talk about a sport like baseball, I think the past couple of years, if you guys watch Major League Baseball, you see teams that have that bye, then they come out when it's time to go, and they're just all out of whack because it's such a timing-oriented, feel-oriented thing, hitting the baseball, right? Sometimes the bats get cold after you sit out, after you've been used to playing games every single day. That can become a disadvantage. But for Kansas City in this spot, I don't think it's really a disadvantage. Again, we'll see if they start out sluggish, start out slow. Mahomes misses some throws early, but I think for them it was really just an opportunity to get healthy and get ready to try to go on a 3-game run here and kind of three-peat, right? That's kind of where things sit here at this point. The Chiefs are running out onto the football field, so there's going to be a slight delay, I would imagine. Don't believe we are kicking this thing off in 2 minutes' time. We'll see. Some players to watch for Kansas City. Obviously, Mahomes. goes without saying, right? Um, he has an opportunity to really assert himself into that. I think a lot of people consider him to be already in that Tom Brady level of the greatest quarterback of all time, but he really has an opportunity here over these next 3 games if Kansas City continues to win to really put a stamp on that, right? I mean, it's a young guy. All he does is win. All he does is go to championship games. I mean, if they win today, he's back in the championship game. And he has an opportunity to, win 4 Super Bowls at this stage in his career. You have to consider him up there in that, the GOAT talk, like everybody likes to say. And we'll see. Now, I think if you just kind of rate the quarterbacks as far as this year goes, um, I'm gonna try to not let Travis Kelce bother me. I know I'm impartial here with this game. Obviously, no bias involved. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give it my best. So I just needed to get that out of the way with that real quick. But if you get 4 at this stage in your career, despite the fact that you weren't at the top of the league as far as quarterbacks go, I think it's pretty obvious that Josh Allen was playing at a higher level than Mahomes this year. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, of course, all playing at a higher level than Patrick Mahomes this season. And but you're in the playoffs. This is where things get totally different. It's a totally new ball game. The style of football is completely different, and Mahomes always thrives in these moments. And I'm excited to. I think we're at the point where if you love him or hate him, doesn't matter. You all should be excited about having the opportunity to see Patrick Mahomes play a playoff game because this is where he plays his best. And he's kind of that next guy. If you're an older guy, I'm 24. You grew up watching Peyton Manning, Tom Brady in the playoffs, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. He's that next guy, right? That is that elite and will go down as an all-time great. So I think anytime he has the opportunity to lace him up in a playoff game, we all should be really excited to get to see that. And then the other side, CJ Stroud, he has aspirations of being an all-time great. I think he certainly started out that way last year with one of the best, I'll just say, is the best rookie season from a quarterback that we have ever seen last year. And I think there was some regression this year, but Houston's been really banged up. And I think Stroud deserves a lot of credit for getting them back to this divisional round. It's already his 2nd career playoff win. Obviously, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, both go down. Your 2 best receivers. And I definitely think Stroud's play suffered because of that. But the fact that he was able to persevere, albeit in a weak division, still get his team to the playoffs and, still dominate last week. I think a lot of people didn't really give Houston too much of a chance last week. It was really the only upset we saw in the wild card round. And, he went out there and did a tremendous job, certainly outplayed Justin Herbert. Bit of a rocky start for him in the first half, but he settled down, found his skill guys in space, allowed them to do some good things, made some good decisions, and ultimately took care of the football better than Justin Herbert did. And, he was able to get his 2nd career playoff win. So this is a massive game. It's the divisional round. It's where you really start to build a legacy, right? If you're a guy like CJ Stroud, obviously, Mahomes is well on his way to carving out his legacy. But CJ Stroud is hoping to kind of, join that level. And, if he gets a win today, goes to the championship round, I think he's got to be talking in the same light as, the rest of these great quarterbacks in the AFC. If he was able to get to the championship game in his 2nd year as a starter with all the adversity Houston has had to face this year, that would be incredibly impressive. But obviously, he's got a mountain to climb going into Arrowhead against the Kansas City Chiefs. So it is 4:32. They're still doing their little hype video right now. So turns out we are not starting on time, unfortunately, but that's all right. These things happen. And as we start to get more people filing in here, we're really going to be chasing subscribers on today's watch party. That is going to be our goal. Number 1 goal, get as many subscribers as we can here at our main Chat Sports channel. And once we get ready for kickoff, we will get those numbers up there. We are approaching 400,000 subscribers here at Chat Sports, so it's pretty exciting to be able to be a part of that here this afternoon, and hopefully we can really approach that 4,000 subscriber mark and really put us in a good position to hit it within the next, week or 2. should definitely hit it before the Super Bowl, so we will see. But should be a lot of fun. It looks like we are just about ready for kickoff. So keep the comments flowing. Spam whatever you got to spam in the comments section. Whether you're rooting for the Texans, type those T's in there, or if you are rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs, type in those S's. The kick is away. It will be returned by Kansas City. Right up the middle, spinning, and the Chiefs are loose immediately. Out past midfield, into Texans territory, and dragged down. The ball comes out. And we will see who landed on it. Unbelievable first play here on the opening kickoff. Kansas City returns it all the way to the Houston 25, but the ball comes out at the end of the return. And the Chiefs say they have it, and they do. So a short field to start here for Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs offense. That is pretty unbelievable on the first play that was able to happen. And that indeed is a fumble. That was a live ball. CJ Stroud was able to fall on it for Kansas City after the return. So my goodness, what a crazy start in this football game. One play in, and the Chiefs are already in striking distance. There you have it right there, approaching 397,000 subscribers here at Chat Sports. Hopefully we can hit that before we are done here with this football game. That is the goal. See if we cannot get 397,000 subscribers. And just like that, Mahomes and company have it at the Houston 13-yard line. Unbelievable. Mahomes takes the snap. He will hand it off to Pacheco, and not much doing there. It'll be a loss of 1. Will Anderson in on the stop for Houston. We'll be calling his name a lot here this afternoon. 2nd and 11 coming up for Kansas City. I believe that was Nico Remigio on the kickoff return for Kansas City. Highlight of his career, no doubt. Nearly was disaster, but P. Ryan was able to recover the fumble. Here's Mahomes in the gun. He will dump it off to Isaiah Pacheco, and he bobbles it and gets lit up by Bryant and drops it. So it is 3rd and 11. So a great start here by this Texans defense with their backs against the wall. Good job by Mahomes just checking it down, but Pacheco was not able to haul it in and took a shot there from Bryant. Massive 3rd down here to start. Can this Texans defense bail out their special teams unit? Mahomes takes the snap. Looking right, lofting deep toward the end zone, and overshoots his man. He wanted Marquise Hollywood Brown, and he missed him. And the Chiefs go 3 and out, but thanks to the return, they are still in field goal range. And we will see a Harrison Butker field goal upcoming. DeMeco Ryans is fired up, as he should be. An impressive start by this Texans defense. Backs against the wall. And as Troy Aikman said, didn't even have their time to really get their helmet on before they had to go out there and defend their own goal line. Here's the 32-yard attempt from Butker. Kick is up. Kick is good. So the Chiefs will start with some points here. So there was I didn't even catch that. Boyd shoved so Boyd is a member of the Houston Texans, and he shoved his special teams coach. And that resulted in a 10-yard penalty. So that's why they started inside the red zone. They're pretty unbelievable stuff. We'll update the scoreboard here. Chiefs have a 3-0 lead. And we will see Houston CJ Stroud in this Texans offense coming up in a moment. But first, need to give a shout out to our friends over at PrizePicks, because today's live stream watch party is made possible by PrizePicks. The big game is almost here, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with PrizePicks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. PrizePicks is also giving away a free pick for the big game, where one of the starting quarterbacks will only need to throw 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more stat projection, you can win real cash. Check out the promos tab to tail any of our Super Sweat Millie winners' big game lineups. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win a split of $1 million in promo funds. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. They also offer the flex play. This is what we are rolling with here at our Chat Sports offices. Going with the more than on Lamar Jackson rushing yards. Going with the more than on Josh Allen rushing yards. And need Joe Mixon to get into the end zone for the Houston Texans. So download the app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. It's PrizePicks. Run your game. That link in the live chat here in a moment. Going to see CJ Stroud and this Houston Texans offense here. Yeah, I mean, Boyd should not be able to go back in the game after he shoves his coach like that. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, here we go. Stroud under center, and he will hand it off to Joe Mixon, who goes right up the gut, and he will pick up 5 yards here on this first down play. Stroud in the gun. Empty set. CJ dumps it off to his running back, Joe Mixon, who's got 5 yards, and that is enough for a Texans first down. So nice job by Houston. I feel like that first down just kind of allows you to settle down, right? Especially with the young quarterback, second-year guy like CJ Stroud. Nice job by offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick. Starting on the ground, he picked up positive yardage there, then give him an easy pass there on that 2nd and 5. And just like that, your drive is moving. Play fake here. Stroud rolling out to his right, and he's going to fire deep down the field. A wide open receiver pass is caught by Dalton Schultz all the way into Kansas City territory, tackled at the 45-yard line. Beautiful play design here by Slowick. Stroud rolls out to his right, stops on a dime, then throws back to his left. Usually the cardinal sin for quarterbacks, but this was designed that way. And Dalton Schultz was just running free in the Kansas City Chiefs secondary. Beautiful play call there by Slowick. And just like that, the Texans are in Chiefs territory. 12 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Stroud takes the snap. We'll hand it off to Mixon, who's got another 5-yard run, setting up another 2nd and 5. Mixon was questionable coming into the game, and he appears to be just fine here as they have handed it to him twice, thrown it to him once, and he appears to be his normal self out there for DeMeco Ryans. They'll hand it off here on 2nd and 5. And a pickup of 2, and Houston will be facing their first 3rd down of the ball game. So on the second play from scrimmage for Houston, Trent McDuffie was shaken up on that play. McDuffie is really, I think, their 2nd best player on defense, their best corner, and he is out right now. So bookmark that, file that away. We'll see if he is able to return. First 3rd down here for Houston, 3rd and 3. Stroud in the gun. Mixon lined up to his left. Spagnuolo brings 4. Stroud fires over the middle. He's got Nico Collins for another Houston Texans first down inside the game time red zone. I tell you what, man, CJ Stroud looks really, really good and really sharp to start this football game. Got to give a lot of credit to his offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick, who's hot here to start. This opening script here from Houston is really, really impressive. But obviously the execution from the personnel, very impressive as well. Let's see if Houston can't punch this into the end zone here and score. 1st and 10 at the Kansas City 14-yard line. Stroud hands it to Joe Mixon, who only picks up a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up into the game time red zone for the Houston Texans. Red zone execution, always, always critical in these playoff games. It's great you've got down here, but can you punch it in with 6, or are you going to have to settle for 3? Let's find out. 9.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Stroud in the gun. Mixon once again in the left hip pocket of Stroud. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Stroud looks towards the sideline. Pass is batted down. McDuffie is back into the ball game, and he made his presence felt there on that 2nd and 9 throw. Pass intended for Nico Collins, and McDuffie gets both of his hands on it. Stroud honestly lucky that this wasn't intercepted by Trent McDuffie. Every time I watch McDuffie, he just absolutely impresses me. This is an unbelievable football player. Played his collegiate ball at Washington, and he has been phenomenal for Steve Spagnuolo's defense over the past couple of seasons. 3rd and 9 at the Kansas City 14. Stroud in the gun. Takes the snap. Chiefs bring some pressure. Stroud bailing out of the pocket, rolling to his right. He's going to take off, and he's going to get tackled out of bounds after only a measly pickup of 2. George Karlaftis there with the stop for Kansas City. And the Texans as well are going to be forced to settle for a field goal. And most notably, CJ Stroud is limping off the football field. Based on the limp, I would guess he rolled his ankle here on this tackle from Karlaftis. We will see if we get another look. In the meantime, Kaimi Fairbairn is going to come out to attempt a 30-yard field goal for Houston to try to tie this football game. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Houston responds after a disastrous start from their special teams unit. Their defense produces, and then their offense is able to go down there and get a field goal. And we will keep an eye on CJ Stroud the next time Houston has the football. Again, Stroud limps off the field after the tackle from Karlaftis. It didn't appear on that replay that they showed that it was a significant ankle turn or anything like that, but it's got to be a foot-ankle issue, lower extremity, something along those lines for CJ Stroud, and we'll see if that affects his mobility as this game progresses. Time for a shout-out for our friends over at Game Time, as today's live stream watch party is made possible by Game Time. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of different tickets. Would really encourage you guys to try to get some NFL playoff tickets, running out of football games, but still some tickets on sale for tomorrow. There's divisional round games and obviously conference championship weekend next weekend. Really would encourage you guys to check out some of those tickets on Game Time. No better place to get your NFL playoff tickets than Game Time. My two favorite features on Game Time: the seat views. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy with Game Time. Secondly, the event cancellation protection. If you're going to a concert, something like that, the artist cancels on you, that's totally fine. Game Time is not going to hose you. They're going to make sure you get your money back. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, all guaranteed. All right, we'll get the scoreboard updated here as I talk to you guys about our Super Chat menu. Still looking for our first Super Chat here of our live stream. See if somebody can't break the ice and make that happen for us here at NFL Daily. $5 Super Chat. Let me know who you got. Send it in. Kansas City, Houston. At the end of our stream, we will see which team has more Super Chats, and we'll see if that team ultimately wins the football game as well. $10 for a wheel spin. Got some fun options on there. Push-ups, jumping jacks, more candy tosses, different stuff like that, different options, things we can do if we get a $10 Super Chat. Still looking to spin the wheel for the first time here this afternoon. $20 Super Chat is a candy toss or push-ups. What does that mean? Well, I got some gummy bears here. I will toss 3 up. Bang, bang, bang. And if I miss any of them, that means I had to get down and crank out 20 push-ups. So something we do on Bengals Breakdown here at Chat Sports. Bringing it over to NFL Daily on the main side here today. Hopefully we can have some fun with that. So that is our Super Chat menu. Still looking for someone to break the ice and get our first Super Chat in here as we approach the halfway point of the first quarter. Update the clock here. Got 8 minutes, 35 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. And based on what we've seen here through 7 minutes or so, looks like it's going to be a really competitive football game. But we'll see. Obviously, CJ Stroud twisted his ankle/foot. We'll see how he responds when Houston returns. But for now, it's Kansas City. Mahomes takes the snap, hands it off to his running back, Isaiah Pacheco, who gets about 5 yards, maybe 6. Second and medium coming up here for Kansas City. We will see how long before Andy Reid takes a shot, because it's coming at some point. Mahomes in the gun. They will run it again with Pacheco right up the middle, and he only is going to get about a yard this time. So Kansas City still looking for their first down. And they're going to have to face a 3rd and 3 here. So a pretty conservative start here for Kansas City. Trying to set the tone from a physicality standpoint and run the football. And that has not really worked out through a couple of plays so far for Kansas City offensively. Their 3rd down back is CJ Stroud, who checks in the football game. Haven't called Travis Kelce's name just yet. Mahomes in the gun. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Houston simulating some pressure. They sag off Mahomes. And there's going to be a penalty flag. And this play will get killed. And it appears as though it's going to be a false start on Kansas City. And they're going to get Jawan Taylor for a false start penalty. So Kansas City kind of shooting themselves in the foot here early. And it's going to be now 3rd and long. Critical mistake there by Taylor. His 31 penalties are the most, 31 accepted penalties are the most in the NFL. Pretty hard to believe. There's Mahomes. Here comes some pressure for Houston. Mahomes got to get rid of it, and he wanted Kelce over the middle. He had him, but he had a Texan defender right in his face, and they're going to call roughing the passer. Obviously, I'm in a non-biased position here at NFL Daily, but I cannot stand the roughing the passer stuff, particularly on Patrick Mahomes, that seemed to come out every time a defender touches him. We'll see. We'll take another look at this. He took a shot to the face as he was releasing this football. I mean, that's just him getting hit hard by an elite defender in Will Anderson. Come on, man. Come on. These officials got to be better. Got to be better. That's terrible. Absolutely awful. And I'll say the same thing if CJ gets a call like that too. That is unbelievable. Great play there by Anderson. Gets negated by the roughing the passer. Ridiculous. The ESPN rules official came on and said he didn't think it should be roughing either. Here we go. We will play on where Mahomes lofting down the sideline. He's got Kelce for a first down for Kansas City as they approach the game time red zone once again. This is why people get frustrated with this league. Penalties like that continue to happen. Mahomes seemingly often reaping the benefits of them. We'll see if CJ can get a call later. It better balance out because right now this is pretty bad considering Kansas City should be punting this football, but instead they're approaching the red zone. Here's some pressure from DeMeco Ryans and miscommunication there between Mahomes and Hopkins. Hopkins continued his route over the middle. I think Mahomes thought he was going to stop on a dime and was thrown to the back shoulder there, maybe more of a comeback route towards the sideline. Not on the same page there. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 coming up. They keep showing the hit here on ESPN. Very clearly not roughing the passer. Doesn't hit him in the head whatsoever. And here we are. Keep hitting that sub button, folks. 2nd and 10 here for Kansas City at the Houston 29. Mahomes. And his arm gets hit, and it's still caught by Xavier Worthy. Oh, my goodness. Maybe his arm did not get hit. We will see here. If so, regardless, this is a dime by Mahomes. I thought he got hit as he released this, but it was still right in the breadbasket of Xavier Worthy, his first reception of the ball game. And, yeah, no, his right arm does not get hit. The left arm does get hit, but clearly did not impact the throw as he puts it right in Xavier Worthy's breadbasket inside the Houston 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Kansas City at the Houston 8. And they'll run a reverse here with Worthy. And he gets dragged down by Will Anderson 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So Anderson responds after the roughing the passer call that was on him that clearly should not have been called. He comes right back out there and gets right back to work and drags down Xavier Worthy, literally 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And that is really impressive stuff by Will Anderson. That guy is an absolute freak. Very nearly a horse collar tackle, but he was able just to grab him down by the shoulder. 2nd and goal at the 16. Play fake. Mahomes scrambling, bailing the pocket, stepping up, and he's going to slide down 2 yards shy of the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and goal out near the 15-yard line here for Kansas City. CJ Stroud is up on the sideline. Again, we will keep an eye on his mobility after he limped off the field prior to Kaimi Fairbairn's field goal attempt. Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 15. Mahomes gets hit. That's going to be incomplete. Just tried to dump it off there, kind of a screen to Samaje Perine. Mahomes was going to the ground as he got rid of that football, and a defender was right in Perine's face. Even if Perine was able to haul this in, he was not going anywhere. But another beautiful job by this Texans defense in the red zone, limiting Kansas City once again to another field goal attempt. This one will be a 36-yarder for Harrison Butker. We got 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Kick is up. Kick is good for Butker. 3 drives, 3 field goals in this divisional round matchup between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. And now we will find out just how healthy CJ Stroud is when Houston takes the field after this. Update the scoreboard here. Kansas City has a 6-3 lead over the Houston Texans here in the divisional round. Appreciate you guys joining us. If you're just tuning in, my name is Stone Shields. I'm the host of our Bengals Breakdown channel here at Chat Sports. Got called into duty to host on our main Chat Sports channel here this afternoon. Pleasure to be with you. Hope you're enjoying it. And so far, we've got a great football game. Got guys that are driving down the field, both these football teams, and both these defenses so far are stepping up in the red zone, hence the 3 field goal attempts, hence the 6-3 score. Keep hitting that sub button, folks. The goal is to get to 397,000 before we pass the baton back to our Chat Sports Dallas offices as they get ready for tonight's game between the Lions and the Washington Commanders. We're trying to get to 397,000 subscribers before we pass the baton back to them. So our super chat menu, once again, let me know who you got in this football game. Send in a $5 super chat. Let me know if you get the Kansas City Chiefs or the Houston Texans. And we will see which team has more $5 super chats at the end of our stream. We'll also see if that team ends up being the victor in this football game or not. $10 super chat. We got a wheel that we will spin. Got about 6 or so options on the wheel. And different stuff, jumping jacks, push-ups, more candy tosses. Stuff we can do on that wheel if we get a $10 super chat. $20 super chat will be 3 candy tosses, 3 gummy bears up, and if I miss any, it's 20 push-ups for me. So that is our super chat menu. We will continue to refer to our super chat menu throughout today's live stream watch party. And just need someone to break the ice for us here at NFL Daily. Try to get that first super chat. Looking for our first one here of the afternoon. About to get an update here from Laura Rutledge in regards to CJ Stroud, so stay tuned for that. All right, so it's a left knee injury for CJ Stroud. He's getting worked on the sideline, and we will keep an eye on his mobility. But it's not an ankle or a foot. It is a knee. Play fake here from Stroud. Stepping up in the pocket. Fires over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Nice coverage on the play by Kansas City. Stroud actually took a spill after the play as well. Guess who? Trent McDuffie in coverage for Kansas City. Probably not a recipe for success for Stroud to continue targeting McDuffie. McDuffie got shaken up on the second play of the game, but this guy's an elite player and really a lockdown corner for this Kansas City Chiefs team. They'll run it here on 2nd and 10 with Joe Mixon, who picks up 7. So it'll be a 3rd and 3 here for the Texans coming up. Here we go, 3rd and 2. Stroud in the gun. Here comes John Mechie in motion. Stroud takes the snap. Firing over the middle. Wide open receiver. Pass is caught. Nico Collins has his second catch of the ball game, and he is into Kansas City territory, down at the Kansas City 48-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up. Tank Dell, of course, was hurt the last time the Chiefs and Texans squared off at Arrowhead Stadium earlier in the season. Obviously a tragic incident for him. Serious injury. Second consecutive year he's had a very serious injury. Just one of the many injuries this Houston team has had to deal with. Here's Stroud. We'll hand it off to Joe Mixon on 1st and 10. He's got 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up. These skill guys for Houston have had a rough go this year. Tore his ACL. Tank Dell tore his ACL, dislocated his kneecap in Week 16. Stephon Diggs tore an ACL earlier in the season, and Nico Collins had a hammy that kept him out for 5 games as well. But here they are in the divisional round as the number 4 seed in the AFC, marching once again on this Kansas City defense. Stroud fires over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Hit Xavier Hutchinson right in the hands. Should have been another first down for Houston, but Hutchinson was not able to haul it in, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Stuff like this, you just got to be able to execute. There was a defender for Kansas City that was blitzing CJ Stroud, and Houston didn't have that picked up. So Stroud had to get rid of the football quickly. And Hutchinson just wasn't expecting it at that moment. Here's a 3rd and 8. More pressure from Kansas City. Stroud, down he goes. Sacked on the play by big old 95, Chris Jones. First time we've called his name here this afternoon, making his presence felt late in the first quarter. Down goes CJ Stroud for a sack. And Houston will be forced to punt after another couple of first downs on this drive. Spagnuolo has sent a lot of pressure on Houston in this football game, and that is the first time they have been able to get home. Down goes Stroud, 4th and 20 here for Houston. No choice but to punt it away. Here's the kick, bobbled by Kansas City, and will be returned out past the 20-yard line. That is where we will see Patrick Mahomes. Remigio once again on the return for Kansas City, who really started this game with a bang, returning the opening kick of the football game all the way into Houston territory, down at about the 30-yard line. Appreciate time in the Buckeye. Serving as our moderator here this afternoon, helping us out during most of our chat sports watch parties. Tyman's got a big game on Monday night in a couple of days. His Ohio State Buckeyes taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the national title game, which, by the way, we will be live for that here on our channel. It will not be me, but I'll be producing that. So hit that sub button, youtube.com/chatsportstv. And we'll have some fun during the national title game, hopefully. I know Timon is not hoping for a close football game, but certainly hoping for a competitive one. On Monday night, we'll see if Notre Dame can keep up with those Ohio State Buckeyes, who obviously have skill all over the place. Charles says Stroud had to step up in the pocket on that third down sack. There was a lane between the center and left guard. CJ Stroud will learn this with more experience in the league. Haven't watched, I'm not going to sit here and say I've watched a ton of CJ Stroud. I think I've been really impressed with the poise that he shows. But clearly Spags, the plan is to pressure him. And with that knee issue, maybe not as mobile as he typically is, they're going to continue to pressure him in this football game. And we'll see if he can keep up with it. But good observation there, Charles. Again, we'll keep an eye on whether or not his mobility in this football game is affected because of that knee injury he suffered on their opening possession. Back to Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs here. We'll have a couple of plays before the end of the first quarter. Mahomes fires over the middle, dropped by Travis Kelce. Should have been a pickup of 7 or 8, and Kelce just did not haul it in. Oh. Brian Cook, free safety for the Chiefs, got banged up on their last possession. He's in the locker room. Pressure here from Houston. Mahomes dumps it off. Pass is caught by his tight end. Pickup of 3. So both of these teams sending a lot of pressure on these quarterbacks. And the Chiefs will now be faced with a 3rd and 7. Mahomes took another shot on that play as well. Chiefs do not have to run another play here before the end of the first quarter. Let's see if they line up and try to draw Houston offside or how they choose to handle these next 15 seconds. It was Noah Gray who had the reception for Kansas City. And the Chiefs are content just letting this first quarter run out. 9 points in the first quarter. Chiefs will be faced with a 3rd down when they come back from commercial. Feel like a pretty quick first quarter, to be honest with you, but we've played one in this divisional round. We've got a competitive game here. Both these offenses having some success early on, moving the football down the field, but both these teams have not been able to capitalize in the red zone to this point. Obviously, playoff games, it all comes down to that red zone execution. Not seen anybody punch it into the end zone. Both these defenses are making it really, really hard on these opposing quarterbacks. Both guys sending a lot of pressure. Both teams, I should say, sending a lot of pressure. Mahomes hasn't even completed 50% of his passes, so he appears to be a little shaky so far. Got a big 3rd down coming up, and we will see how Kansas City opts to tackle that. Reminder, our Super Chat menu. Let me know who you got. Send in a $5 Super Chat, and we will see at the end of our live stream who has more, Chiefs people or Texans people. And obviously, we'll see who wins the game as well. Get those who you got $5 Super Chats in. We'll have a little competition here between Texan and Chiefs fans here on NFL Daily. $10, I will spin the wheel. Got several options on our wheel that we will spin. I could be doing push-ups. I could be doing jumping jacks. Could be more candy tosses, stuff like that. So $10 Super Chat, and we will test out the wheel. $20 Super Chat is a candy toss or push-ups. What does that mean? So we do this on Bengals Breakdown. Throw up 3 gummy bears. If I miss any of them, I got to get down and rep out 20 push-ups. So $20 super chat, we will do that. That is our super chat menu. Still looking for our first super chat here of this divisional round. So hopefully we can get something going here in the second quarter. Obviously, do not want to go super chatless on today's stream. So get those supers in. 5, 10, 20, or even a dollar super chat would be appreciated here at NFL Daily. Sage421 says, good afternoon, Stone Shields. Good afternoon, Sage. Thanks for stopping by. It is a pleasure to have you with us here at NFL Daily, and so far so good as far as a competitive game goes. 6-3, Kansas City getting ready for our first play of the second quarter. It is a 3rd and 7. Type those threes for us into the comments section, no matter who you are cheering for in this football game. Mahomes in the gun. Kansas City's 3rd down back, Ryan in his right hip pocket. Mahomes takes the snap, veering out of the pocket, now rolling to his right, and he's going to take off. He's got space. Mahomes has the first down and more down the sideline, shoved out at the Kansas City 42-yard line, and that is enough for a first down for the Chiefs. Obviously, we have seen Mahomes do this time in and time out, particularly in the postseason. Got to have somebody keeping an eye on Mahomes if he is to escape the pocket and try to take off with his legs. This right here is what makes him so lethal. He doesn't make mistakes. He's incredibly accurate with the football. He can throw from all the different arm angles, but he also can take off on you. And Houston got beat in that department for the first time here this afternoon. First down, Kansas City at the 39-yard line. Mahomes swings it out to Xavier Worthy in space. Worthy makes a man miss and picks up 12 yards on first down for another Kansas City Chiefs first down. If you're a Chiefs fan, type those ones for us into the comments section. Andy Reid starting to settle in here, understand that, okay, maybe the run game isn't being as effective as maybe we hoped. Let's get the ball into our skill guys' hands in space, give them an opportunity to make something happen. That's exactly what he does here, getting it to Xavier Worthy, who, by the way, Derek Stingley was able to punch out that football, but Worthy was able to hang on to it, so nearly a disaster there for Kansas City. 1st and 10 at midfield. Mahomes hands it off to Kareem Hunt up the middle, picks up 5 yards. First time we've called his name this afternoon. 2nd and 5 coming up for this Chiefs offense. Second and 6. Kansas City into Houston territory. Mahomes takes the snap, running out of time, dumps it off to Kareem Hunt, who's going to get tackled after a 2-yard pickup. Nice job by Hunt, falling forward. Something he's always really done a nice job of in the NFL. You don't really see him fall backward. Might get hit, but he's always going to fall forward and get that extra yard or two. He does it there for Kansas City. Makes it a more manageable 3rd down here. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Chiefs, approaching the 12-minute mark of the first half. Very well could be 4-down territory here for Andy Reid and company as they have it at the Houston 43. Empty set look here for Mahomes. Patrick scanning, running out of time, and down he goes. Sacked back in Kansas City territory, down at their own 46-yard line. Will Anderson Jr. Have an afternoon, young man. An incredible start for the second-year player out of Alabama. Houston's previous possession ended when CJ Stroud got sacked. And now Kansas City's possession is going to end after Mahomes gets sacked. Beautiful job by Will Anderson Jr. 4th and 12 here for Kansas City. No choice but to punt. Here's the punt. Bounces at the 15. Woods doesn't pick it up, and it just barely rolls into the end zone. Nice job there by Robert Woods. Had a tough decision to make to either pounce on it or let that thing roll out. He opts to let it roll out, and it just trickles into the end zone. and is going to save Houston some considerable field position. That could have been bad. That could have been down at the 1-yard line, but instead we will see CJ Stroud at the 30 for his third offensive possession of the football game. Sean Bell says, I appreciate you commentating. I appreciate you, Sean Bell. Thanks for hanging out here. My name is Stone Shields. For you guys just joining us, I am the host of our Bengals Breakdown channel here at Chat Sports. Got called into duty here this afternoon to host on NFL Daily, our main Chat Sports account. That is our Super Chat menu. Again, folks, still looking for our first Super Chat. Hopefully somebody can break that ice and get our first one. It doesn't even have to be a $5 Super Chat. You want to send in a $1 Super Chat? It's totally fine. We appreciate them all here at NFL Daily. It means a lot. $20 Super Chat. That's fun, though. Do 3 candy tosses. If I miss any of them, it's 20 push-ups. Something we do at Bengals Breakdown, bringing it over here to NFL Daily. Check on our live sub count here. Goal is to get to 397,000 subscribers before we pass it back to our Chat Sports Dallas offices for tonight's game between the Lions and the Commanders. We are approaching 400,000 subscribers here at Chat Sports. Pretty remarkable. And it's a pleasure to be a part of it here this afternoon. Hopefully we can take some strides to that 397,000 subscriber mark. Manny says, if I didn't know better, I would say you are rooting for Houston. Not rooting for anybody. Said at the top of the show, obviously, host the Bengals Breakdown, I am a Bengals fan. There's the animosity between the Chiefs and the Bengals, of course, but I'm putting that aside here this afternoon. And unbiased, just rooting for a good football game. We've got one so far here through this first chunk of football, about an hour or so of real time. We have a really competitive football game. Both these teams kind of mirroring each other, right? Mahomes gets sacked. That ends their possession. How did Houston's possession end previously? A couple of first downs, and then Stroud gets sacked on third down. So these defenses are showing up, making plays. Will Anderson Jr. is an absolute animal. And it's only a matter of time. Give him another year or two. We're going to be talking about him as one of the best defensive players in the National Football League, if we are not already. Appreciate the kind words, Shad. We will be here through the remainder of the game. Stroud, under center, is going to hand it off here to Mixon, who's got some space down the left side, and he is going to pick up 11 or 12 yards there on first down. First down, Houston. If you're rooting for the Texans, type those ones into the comment section for us. Again, Mixon was questionable coming into this game with an injury, and he does not appear to be beat up whatsoever. He's hitting those holes hard. He's had a lot of success on the ground for Houston in this football game, and he's moving around like he always does. He looks good out there on the football field. 1st and 10 here for Houston, approaching the 10-minute mark of the first half. Once again, Stroud goes under center. Mixon back in the backfield this game. And this time he's going nowhere as he gets dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Pick up a nothing. 2nd and 10 coming up. Over 100 likes. Appreciate you guys hitting that thumbs up icon. Got over 400 people in here. Continue to hit that thumbs up icon if you have not done so already. Stroud under center again. Drops back, firing over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Third and 10 coming up. Jared White was the target here. And the first time he has been targeted all season long. Jared Wayne, actually. He just slipped coming out of his break. And probably would have been able to haul that in had he not slipped. But regardless, goes to the ground as an incompletion. Played his collegiate ball at Pitt. Was a 2023 undrafted free agent. 3rd and long here for Houston. Stroud in the gun. Takes the snap. Here come the boys for Kansas City. Stroud's going to take off. He's got space. He's got a first down and more. Out past midfield. Lowers his shoulder. to the 40-yard line. First down, CJ Stroud. First down, Houston Texans. The knee looked just fine on that one. Spags loves sending the boys on third down. He did it. Stroud recognized it, and Stroud said, I'm going to take off here, and then lowers his shoulder at the end of that run and picks up a Houston first down. Impressive stuff there by CJ Stroud into Kansas City territory, down at the 40-yard line. They'll run it here with Mixon. Little hesitation. Hits the hole, gets tackled after a 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6 on the horizon for this Texans offense. That could be a real recipe for Houston in this game. Stroud obviously banged up with the knee, but if he's going to be able to be mobile, that's a massive threat to this Chiefs defense. They'll hand it off here on 2nd and 6 to Mixon again. Nothing on that one. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 5 here for the Texans. Type in those threes regardless of who you are rooting for. Mondo wants the ball possession graphic on there. I can do that for you. I'm doing some solo producing here on today's watch party. 3rd and 5. Stroud in the gun. And it's sacked, and the ball is out. And Houston was able to fall on it. So we've seen Spags bring pressure on 3rd down, seemingly every 3rd down this afternoon. This time, CJ was not able to escape. And he's lucky one of his teammates fell on this football. That's just some exotic pressure there from Spags. Really beautiful design there. And Stroud fumbles that football. Was trying to release it. His arm gets hit. But luckily one of his linemen falls on it. Here's Kaimi Fairbairn from 55 yards to tie this game up. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that's not even close. Borderline shank from Kaimi. No good. And Kansas City going to get optimal field position here. Houston is complaining on the sideline. Not exactly sure what they did not like. Not sure if they wanted a penalty or whatever the case may be, but regardless, the kick is no good, and Mahomes and company will have good field position here for Houston. While we have a moment, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. The big game is almost here, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with PrizePicks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. PrizePicks is also giving away a free pick for the big game where one of the starting quarterbacks will only need to throw for 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more stat projection, you can win real cash. Check out the promos tab to tail any of our Super Sweat Millie winners. Big game lineups. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win a split of $1 million in promo funds. So download the app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. They also invented the flex play. This is what we are rolling with here at our Chat Sports offices. Going with the more than tomorrow evening when Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen square off. Going with the more than on both of their rushing yards, as well as Jody Mixon to get into the end zone for Houston today. See if he can do that. Obviously, nobody has gotten into the end zone at this point for either football team. So download the app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. It's PrizePicks. Run your game. And that link will be in the live chat here in the moment of today's live stream video. Here's Mahomes on 1st and 10. Taking a deep shot. There it is. Does he have a guy? He wants Hollywood. Oh, right in the breadbasket. Marquise Hollywood Brown incomplete is the ruling. Hollywood thinks he caught it. Still thinks he caught it. The ruling on the field is incomplete. Surely they will take another look at this. 2nd and 10. He hauls it in. And then it comes out. Ooh, that's close. I think that's pretty clearly incomplete, actually. Yep, that's incomplete. Beautiful job by the Texans DB. Got rid of it at the last second. Incomplete. 6:52 left. There was the shot we kind of were speculating there from Andy Reid. They'll throw it again here on 2nd down. Mahomes over the middle, wide open. Travis Kelce makes a guy miss, and he's still going. Kelce inside the red zone. Stiff arm at the 10. Tackled at the Houston Texans 6-yard line. 1st and goal, Kansas City. Not sure how you lose sight of that guy, as he was just wide open in the middle of the field. Nobody was around him, and then breaks 2 tackles and very nearly gets into the end zone. "49-yard reception for Travis Kelce, his longest of the season. Mahomes hands it off to Pacheco here on 1st and goal, tackled at the 4-yard line. And Kelce will check back into the football game. Mahomes in the gun, 2nd and goal at the 4. And a little pop pass here to Xavier Worthy, who cuts it up the middle. It's going to be close. They're going to rule him down at the 1-yard line, inside the 1-yard line. And good call there by the officials, as he is down right at the half-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal, and I would imagine 4-down territory here for Kansas City. 2 opportunities for this Chiefs offense to get a half a yard. Third and goal. Kareem Hunt is the running back in the game. Travis Kelce also in the backfield. Here comes Worthy in motion. Mahomes will hand it to Hunt, and he will walk right into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. Our first touchdown of the 2025 Divisional Round NFL playoffs, with 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Kansas City takes a 12-3 lead. Here's Butker for the PAT. And the Chiefs have a 10-point lead. 13-3 with 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. The highlight on that drive, the 49-yard reception from Travis Kelce. The Texans just absolutely lost sight of him in the middle of the football field. He was able to shake a couple of tackles, get all the way down to the 5-yard line. And then it was Xavier Worthy, and Kareem Hunt ultimately punches it into the end zone for Kansas City. Keep hitting that sub button, folks. Trying to get to 397,000 subscribers here on our main Chat Sports channel. Again, if you're just joining us, I am Stone Shields, filling in here on NFL Daily. I'm the host of Bengals Breakdown here at Chat Sports. Moving over to the main side of things here today. It is a pleasure to be with you guys here for this first round of the NFL 2025 Divisional Round of the NFL playoffs. Here's our Super Chat menu. Still looking for our first Super Chat here on today's stream. $5, let me know who you got. Chiefs or Texans, we will see. Whatever team gets more $5 super chats there. We'll see if that team wins the game. So a little competition between the fan bases there. $10 will spin the wheel. Got 6 options on the wheel. $10 super chat will spin it. I'll have to do something, whether it's jumping jacks, push-ups, candy toss, which, speaking of candy toss, $20 super chat will be 3 candy tosses in a row. And if I miss any of them, will be a $20 push-up. So that is our super chat menu. Still looking for our first super chat. Got about 400 people in here. Hopefully we can get to at least $100 of super chats on today's show, but someone got to break the ice and help us get to that point. Sage says Texans need a touchdown/field goal and a stop to get back in the game. They got to go score points here, you would think. Now, Houston does have an advantage where they're going to get the opening kick here in the second half. So, ideally for Houston, it's a slow, methodical drive. You go down there, chew this clock, and get some points, and then get the ball to start the second half and get more points there as well. Obviously, that is the plan for Houston. We'll see if they can make something happen. Stroud under center here, play fake, rolling out to his right, being pursued by Karlaftis, and is going to step out of bounds after a 2-yard pickup. Clock will stop at exactly 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. We'll update the ball possession here. Kelce had a very quiet 2024 for his standards, but if you were writing him off for the playoffs, that certainly was a mistake. Second and 8 give to Mixon. Picks up 5 yards here. 3rd and 3 coming up for Houston as the clock will run. Both teams, by the way, have all 3 timeouts. Third and 3. Critical third down here for Houston. Do not want to give the football right back to Patrick Mahomes. Stroud takes the snap, fires over the middle. He's got Mechie. First down, Houston tackled at the 49-yard line. Great job by Mechie holding on to that football as he took a shot. DeMeco Ryans wants an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on this play. It looked like Mechie gets hit right in the head. So we take another look at this. Beautiful throw there by Stroud over the middle. think that was a good no call there in that situation by the officials. I think that was a legal hit, but obviously the Texans are still looking for a makeup call from that unnecessary roughing the passer on Patrick Mahomes. 2:32 to go after a 2-yard run from Mixon. Houston does not need to snap it prior to the 2-minute warning if they do not want to. We will see what they decide to do. Andy Reid doesn't appear as though he wants to burn a timeout. And Houston, no real urgency at this point to get to the line of scrimmage and run a play. So it looks like we have our final play prior to the 2-minute warning. Coming out of the 2-minute warning, it'll be 2nd and 8 for Houston. Both teams, by the way, have all 3 timeouts. Alex says, I never seen the NFL without a dynasty. When I started, the Pats dynasty was coming off their 2nd ring. They got 6, then immediately went to the Chiefs. It's kind of annoying. Like, I respect the greatness, but it gets old. KC just doesn't have bad years, just like New England used to never have bad years. It's who's showing up to play them. Like, the battle for the AFC is boring. Who's going to win it? I think there's definitely a lot of good points throughout there. It definitely feels like the second coming of the New England Patriots, right? They definitely have different styles. They're probably more quote-unquote fun, I guess, because the Patriots were all, do your job. You had Belichick that, he would, just kind of talk like this, right? He didn't really give you anything at those press conferences. And then Brady, who didn't really give you anything either. The Chiefs are arguably more fun, but definitely some similarities. I think you're spot on there with the no bad years, right? Like, imagine this Chiefs team not making the playoffs. Like, that doesn't seem like something that is a possibility when you have Mahomes and Andy Reid, right? As far as teams that can take them down, I think there are some. It's just a matter of they got to be able to figure it out and do it. I think going forward, Baltimore has the ability and the talent with Lamar Jackson at quarterback to do it. Buffalo has the ability and talent to do it with Josh Allen. Cincinnati has the ability and obviously has done it in the past. Beyond those 3 teams, can anyone really knock them off? Probably not. But I think those 3 teams certainly have an opportunity to do so. But a team like Cincinnati doesn't make the playoffs this year. Back to your point, would a team like Kansas City ever not make the playoffs? No. So that's kind of where those 2 organizations are a little bit different. But we'll see. The tough thing about it is kind of going back to those New England years when New England was always good and they were always the 1 seed too, right? That was the thing with New England is it's like, wow, they were the 1 seed again. Granted, the AFC stunk when, they were kind of on their run, so that felt like a lot of automatic wins throughout their schedule. But then you get to the playoffs, they win 1 game, and they're in the conference title game. You're like, I mean, my goodness. Like, no wonder Tom Brady keeps going to these conference title games because he gets the 1 seed and he wins 1 game and he's in there. So, definitely a lot of similarities. Difference in style, but from a dominance perspective and just a way that they know how to win, right? Late in games, if this thing gets close late, they're not going to shoot themselves in the foot like a lot of other teams do, like Baltimore did last year. So that's what makes them great. But just got to respect it, and we'll see if anyone can knock them off this year. 2nd and 8 here at the 2-minute warning. Houston looking for some points. Try to go with the old sandwich theory. Score before the half and get the kickoff to start the second half. Stroud dropping back with time, firing over the middle. Dangerous pass, but it's caught in double coverage. John Mechie again hauls it in down at the Kansas City 23-yard line. Beautiful throw here by CJ Stroud and a beautiful catch by John Mechie in double coverage. Incredible job. Incredible throw and catch there. Stroud to Mechie. And we got our first super chat from my guy, Marvin Williford. We will get to that here in a second. Stroud will hand it off here on 1st and 10. Pick up a 5 right down to the PrizePicks red zone. We will get to that at half. Marvin, my guy, I appreciate you. Marvin hangs out with us at our Bengals breakdown watch parties, and he is hanging out with us here this afternoon. Means a lot, Marvin. Getting us off the schneid with a $20 super chat. Stroud in the gun. Clock continues to tick here. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts. Stroud in the pocket, running out of time, and is going to get dropped all the way back at his 30-yard line. Houston will have to burn a timeout. Maybe Kansas City will take it, actually. We'll see. But it's going to be 3rd and a mile here for Houston. I tell you what, these sacks for both these teams are just drive killers, right? Because they put you in such long yardage situations. And there was an opportunity there for CJ just to check that one off and get some yardage. And he got a little greedy, held on to that football. I think he wanted to go to Nico Collins on the in-breaker route over the middle. That was covered up. CJ ran out of time. Down he goes. 3rd and 13 with 33 seconds to go. It was Houston, by the way, that took the timeout. Kansas City, by the way, has all 3 timeouts as well, but obviously running out of time here with 33 seconds in the half. Stroud in the gun. Kansas City brings 4. CJ stepping up, rolling out to his right. He looks like he's going to take off, and he is. Is he going to get the first down? He's tackled a yard shy. It'll be 4th and 1 for now, but a penalty marker does come out at the end of this play. I would imagine this is a hold, and this is coming back. We will see. That's exactly what it is. So now it's going to be 3rd and 23 after the hold on Shaq Mason for Houston. And now you're just looking to check something down and make it a bit of an easier field goal attempt for Kaimi Fairbairn, who missed his last time out from 55. Once again, CJ slow getting up after that run, dealing with that left knee injury that he suffered on the Texans' opening offensive possession of the game. Got to get a chunk here and give your kicker a chance if you're Houston. Stroud in the gun. And they're just going to hand it off here up the middle. And nice job by Houston, as that will go inside the 30-yard line and make this a more manageable field goal attempt for the Texans with 18 seconds to go here in the first half. This is going to be a 48-yard attempt from Fairbairn, who is 1 of 2 on the afternoon. Pivotal play here for Houston as they look to make this a 1-possession ball game once again, and are poised to get the ball to start the second half as well. Here we go, 48-yard attempt from Kaimi Fairbairn with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Houston needs this one. Snap, the hold, the kick. Fairbairn is up. It's curving to the right. Did he get it? He did. Ball was slicing from left to right, similar to his last kick that he missed, but not nearly as bad, obviously. He's able to squeak it in the right upright, and Houston cuts it to 1 possession, 13-6. Ambrose says that it's still a game. You got that right. Absolutely no doubt about that. Here's the return again for Kansas City. They get tackled at the 25. 10 seconds left, and the Chiefs will have 2 timeouts. We'll see how aggressive they are here at this point. There it is. $20 super chat from my guy, Marvin Williford. Appreciate that. We will do our tosses here in a moment. After these 10 seconds tick off the clock. And Chiefs are just going to be in victory formation here. They will take a knee, and they will go into the halftime break with a 7-point lead. At home over the Houston Texans. There we go, 13-6 at the half. Our first game of this NFL divisional weekend. All right, $20 from Marvin Williford. We'll crack open the gummy bears and see what we can do here. Got to catch all 3 of them in a row, or it's 20 push-ups. Here we go. And he misfires on the first one. That's not good. I'm going to eat one because I wanted to. But I had to rep out 20 push-ups. That's brutal. All right, Marvin. 20 push-ups. Courtesy of you. Let's rep them out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ooh. Out of practice with the gummy bears, no doubt. And out of shape with the push-ups. Been working here too much. Just kidding. But out of shape nonetheless. Appreciate you, Marvin, though, for getting us off the schneid. $20 super chat. And we're on the board, so appreciate it. Be like Marvin. Send in your super chats. All right, let's talk first half here as we get the super chat menu back on the screen. Send in $5 super chat. Let me know who you got. We will count that for Marvin for the Texans, despite it being a $20 super chat. So 1-0 Houston at this point. Texans obviously down 7 points. Let me know. Send in your $5 super chat. Let me know who you got. $10, we will spin the wheel. Plenty of options on there. Push-ups, jumping jacks, stuff like that on our wheel spin. Looking to do that for the first time. $20 super chat. We'll do the candy toss or the push-ups, what we just did there for my guy, Marvin Williford. Got to catch 3 in a row. If not, got to rep out 20 push-ups. I don't know how many more 20 push-up sets I got in me, but we'll see. Appreciate Marvin. Loyal viewer of Bengals Breakdown, which, by the way, is where I come from. I'm Stone Shields, host of Bengals Breakdown by Chat Sports over here at NFL Daily for this first divisional game. Keep that in mind. That's our super chat menu. Hope you guys can get interactive with that at some point along the way. As always, hit that sub button as well, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Trying to get to 397,000 subscribers before we pass the baton to our guys for the Lions and Commanders game. We are at the Chat Sports Cincinnati offices here tonight. Going to pass it back to our Dallas guys later this evening. And Let's just look because we got it in front of us. Who is going to be operating that game? I believe it is going to be Jack Sperry and Joey Peterson. I don't know if they're going to sign. That doesn't seem right, though. Oh, it's going to be Harrison Graham. My guy Harrison, host of our Bears Now channel. He will be with you for that, as well as Jack Lauderay will be producing that as well. So Harrison Graham is who we're going to be passing the baton to here later tonight. So keep that in mind. He will take things for us for the Lions and Commanders game back at our Chat Sports offices in Dallas. Okay. Talk first half. Chiefs have a lead right now, 13-6 over the Houston Texans. I think if you're Houston, you got to be relatively pleased with where you're at. Certainly, you would have liked to gotten into the end zone. You had opportunities to do that. You had a couple of drives where you had some things going, particularly early on that first drive. You really probably feel like you should have got into the end zone on that one. Definitely in the playoffs, postseason execution in the red zone is critical. And even though that was the first drive of the ball game, and you might be thinking, 3 points is fine. We'll get them later on. If you score on that drive, this game obviously looks a lot different here at this point. But I think you got to give a lot of credit to CJ Stroud. He looks poised. He looks composed. They're throwing a lot of stuff at him. Spags throwing a lot of stuff at him. He clearly is not 100%. Suffered that knee injury on the first drive, that left knee injury. We've seen him take off a couple of times since then, which is really impressive, seeing him put his body on the line for his teammates and his coaches. We'll see what his mobility looks like in the second half, because I think if Houston's going to win this game, he's got to be a threat with his legs. And we saw him crank off the long run there late in the second quarter, and then another one that was a long run, but there was a penalty, a holding penalty, so that got called back. But I think his legs are going to be critical if Houston wants to win this football game. Mahomes, Texans, they're kind of just doing what they do, right? It's kind of how it feels at this point, right? They're not doing anything completely spectacular, but they're sitting here with a 7-point lead at home and find themselves in a good spot, as typically they do. Travis Kelce, as arguably the play of the game here with the 49-yard reception that he was able to haul in, made a couple of guys miss, got all the way down inside the 10-yard line of the Houston Texans. They were able to punch it in a couple of plays later with Kareem Hunt. Kelce certainly did not have the season, that he has had in the past, the regular season that he has had in the past. He's definitely getting up there in age, but when it's playoff time, he still can turn back the clocks on you. I think you saw a glimpse of that with that 49-yard reception. And I would expect him to make a couple of more plays in the second half as well for Kansas City. But we were talking in the comments, kind of comparing this to the Patriots dynasty. In a lot of ways, it does seem similar because you got the quarterback that is perceived as the best quarterback in the league, right? Brady, and now Patrick Mahomes. But it's really the defense that is the story. Especially early on in New England, that defense was killer. And, the past couple of seasons for Kansas City, their defense is what has won them these games. And their defense has been phenomenal again tonight. And the pressure that they're getting on CJ Stroud, if they had a mediocre NFL quarterback back there right now, this thing probably would be uglier than it is right now. Because CJ Stroud, I've been really pleased with the things that he's able to do. A couple of drops for Houston as well. The one guy that was in, and they got his first target of the season, slipped, breaking out of his route. So that would have been a reception as well. So really pleased with CJ, but he's going to have to be special if they're going to win this game. That's just kind of what it takes when you play Patrick Mahomes and these Kansas City Chiefs. Got to be great. And we'll see if they have that in them here in the second half. Houston, by the way, will get the football to start the second half. And they're They're looking to go down and get points. That field goal was really crucial there at the end by Fairbairn, responding, bouncing back after he missed the 55-yarder early in the quarter. That really helped set up Kansas City from a field position perspective earlier in the game. And the win. It's definitely the elements in this game. It's not easy to see them on TV, but there's wind gusts. I think they definitely have affected some of these kicks in this game. And really clutch kick by Fairbairn, being able to bounce back like that in the wind after the 55-yard miss. This game feels a ton different if it's 13-3 right now. But that field goal there at the end, make it 13-6. You feel like you're in a good spot if you're Houston. To be completely honest with you, we'll see what they can do on this first possession. They really were having success early in the game running the football. I know that's something they want to do on early downs with Joe Mixon. But at some point, if you don't score here on this opening possession, then you let Kansas City go down and score, at some point you might have to abandon the run, which is something that DeMeco Ryans does not want to do. Does not want to be one-dimensional. But we'll see. How things go. Joe Mixon, I think, has looked great. Don't have the numbers in front of me. I'll pull them up here. But he was questionable coming into the game, and he's done a tremendous job. And he looks to be himself. Running around very quickly, hitting the holes hard, being physical like he always does. So he appears to be playing well. 11 carries, 46 yards. Not crazy stuff, but I think he's going to have a big half as well if Houston wants to come out on top and pull the upset in this football game. Good point here from Shad. Says Houston offenses look good, just some untimely sacks. Absolutely. And the margin for error in the playoffs, particularly against the Chiefs, is so razor thin. You give up sacks like that, they're drive killers, right? They're just absolute drive killers. And, that's been something that's been a struggle for them. And it's tough, though, against this Spagnuolo front. Pass rush of Kansas City. They're so good at all, 3 levels of their defense, right? Their front's incredible. Their DBs are really good. And their backers fly around and hit people hard. So it's just tough. It's just tough. And, from a turnover perspective, obviously we're waiting for that first turnover, right? Had some, close calls there, going all the way back to the opening kick, right? When Kansas City returned it all the way into Houston territory, approaching their red zone, and fumbled the ball, but they were able to fall on it. So I have a feeling that if this thing stays close, a turnover will probably decide who wins it. But we'll see. I also wonder what this sitting down at half here does for that knee of CJ Stroud, because the adrenaline probably cools down a little bit, right? You start to feel a little bit more of that pain. I think it got probably a little bit worse after he got that hit the last time, or when he took off and got hit out of bounds. And we'll see how that knee is doing for CJ Stroud. But he's a warrior. He'll be out there competing for his teammates and see what they can do. Should just be a couple of minutes away here from the resumption of play in Kansas City. Again, Houston will get the ball first to start the second half. One more time, we'll go back to our Super Chat menu. Big shout out to my guy, Marvin Williford, getting us on the board as far as our Super Chats go here this afternoon. $5 Super Chat. Let me know who you got. Chiefs, Kansas City, Houston, the Texans. And whatever team has more Super Chats at the end. A little competition between the fans there. 1-0 for Houston here at this point. $10 is a wheel spin. Spin the wheel and see what I have to do. Some jumping jacks, some push-ups, more candy tosses. Options there with the wheel. $20 Super Chat, candy toss, or push-ups as the opening kick is underway and is returned out to the 34-yard line for the Houston Texans. Hutchinson, who had a key drop in the first half, was the returner for Houston. There is a flag, so we'll see if Houston has to back up here or not. 3 candy tosses for the $20 super chat. If I miss any of them, 20 push-ups. Had to rep out 20 push-ups thanks to my guy, Marvin Williford. That is our super chat menu. Bear that in mind as we progress here throughout the second half. It is going to be holding on Houston, so that's going to set them back. And we will see CJ Stroud and this Texans offense. They're going to get Stewart there for the hold. Stroud under center. Joe Mixon is the running back in the game. They will hand it off to him on 1st and 10, and that is going nowhere. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Connor in on the stop for Kansas City. 2nd and 10 coming up for Houston. We'll see how long they stick to this run. I'm probably one of those guys that bails off it quicker than you should. But I just feel like you can't afford to not score points here early in this half because it feels like only a matter of time before Kansas City finds a way back into the end zone. And play fake. They'll fake the reverse, and then they'll just dump it off to Mixon, who does a nice job of getting 7 yards on that play. And it will be 3rd and 3, maybe 3rd and 4 here for the Texans. Creative design there by Slowick. Thought he started off brilliantly with that opening drive for Houston. Certainly has cooled down ever since. It's gotten less creative, I would say, with the play calling. Like that design there, though, on 2nd down. Big 3rd and 3 here for the Texans. Mixon will stay in the game at running back. We've seen him leave for almost all the 3rd down plays, but he'll stay out there for Houston. Kansas City simulating pressure. They'll hand it to Mixon, and he's got a hole, and he's got a 1st down. Joe Mixon needed 3, and he picked up 7 or 8. Type in those ones if you are a Houston Texans fan. Update the clock here. Obviously, it is no longer halftime as we are underway here in the second half. CJ Stroud and the Texans have the football, and they just picked up their first down of the second half. I formation look here for Houston. Here comes the tight end in motion. They will hand it off again to Mixon, who bounces it to the outside, and he is going to pick up 6 yards on 1st down. So they've gone to Mixon 4 times already on this drive. Again, he appears to be just fine. Was questionable coming into this game. Not very many people tougher than Joe Mixon. And he will take a breather here on 2nd down, 2nd and 3. We'll see if Slowick opts to throw the football here with Stroud. Under center once again. Play fake. Stroud with time, surveying, and he's going to take off. Tries to get to the sideline. He does, and that is enough for another Houston Texans 1st down. The knee looked fine on that play there by Stroud. And that is 3 first downs on this drive for the Texans. Pierce checked into the game for Mixon at running back. First and 10, 11:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Stroud takes the shotgun snap, play fake. They're going to get Houston for some movement there. It's going to back them up 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 15. Back under center here on 1st and 15. They will hand it to Dameon Pierce, and that is going backwards. Tackled for a loss of 5. Uzama in on the stop for Kansas City. Just feels like you might get some positive plays against this Kansas City front. At times, you've been able to run the football really well and really effectively in this game, but at some point they get a negative play that just completely turns the trajectory of the drive on a dime. See if Houston can overcome that here. 2nd and 19, back at their own 36. Stroud under siege, fires over the middle, pass is caught. He's got Hutchinson. Makes up for his drop in the first half. Takes a shot, is able to hold on to the football. 3rd and 5, 3rd and manageable here for Houston. Type in those threes for us in the comments section. Third and 5 at midfield. Stroud in the gun. Mixon in the game at running back. Fires over the middle. Passes caught by Dalton Schultz. Enough for a Houston first down into Kansas City territory. Actually, it was not Mixon in the game at running back, but regardless, nice job here by Stroud. Good play call there by Slowick, getting it out of his hands, his quarterback's hands quickly there on 3rd down. Spags has brought pressure on 3rd down all afternoon long. Great play call there by Slowick. Great execution by Stroud and Schultz. First down, Houston into Kansas City territory. Really impressive start to this drive for the Texans. Back under center they go. They'll hand it to Mixon. Makes a shimmy at the line of scrimmage and is able to pick up 6, maybe 7 on first down. Jodine looks good, man. He looks good. As a Bengal fan and the host of Bengals Breakdown here at Chat Sports, I know a lot about Joe Mixon, and he has had a tremendous year here with the Houston Texans and really is a massive reason why they're at this point here playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the Divisional Round. He will stay in the game on 2nd and 3. Texans have used about 7 minutes of clock here. They'll hand it to Jodine again. Keeps the legs churning, but he's going to be tackled short of the line to gain. It will be 3rd and 1. Long drive here for the Houston Texans. Feel like we haven't seen Patrick Mahomes in forever. If you remember back to the first half, the last 4 minutes, Houston really was able to dictate the clock there as well and ultimately kicked a field goal with about 18 seconds left in the first half. So we haven't seen Mahomes and the Chiefs offense since that kneel down, and prior to that, haven't seen him since Kareem Hunt scored that touchdown. Play fake. Naked bootleg for Stroud, running out of time. Throws to the sideline. He's got Nico Collins. Beautiful throw here by CJ Stroud to the sideline. We talked about how they really need to do a better job of getting the ball to Nico Collins. They do it here on 3rd and 1. That is a beautiful catch. Let's see if he maintains it through the ground. Yeah, you better believe he does. That is a winning play there by Houston. Gorgeous throw by Stroud, and even better catch by Collins. Shotgun set here for Houston. And a penalty marker is going to fly out. I believe the tight end, is that Irv Smith Jr.? Hauled it in for Houston. He did. His first reception of the ball game. We'll see if it stands, though, as the penalty marker came out pretty early on, and they're going to get him for OPI. They're going to get Dalton Schultz for OPI, and Houston's going to be heading in the wrong direction here. We've seen the negative plays really be what has held Houston back here in this football game, whether it be sacks, whether it be massive tackles for a loss, or penalties. Let's see if they can overcome this. They'll run it here on 1st and 20 with Dameon Pierce, and he's got some quality yardage there on first down. As the Texans have already chewed more than half of the third quarter clock here as we update that graphic for you guys. Under 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter already, and Mahomes has not touched the football. We've seen it over the past few years, really ever since Kansas City has rose to power. The recipe for beating them is keep 15 on the sideline. Something that Houston certainly is doing a great job of here in the second half. They'll go under center here for 2nd and 14. Stroud will throw. He'll fire over the middle. He's got his receiver. Pass is caught. Pick up a 14. It's Xavier Hutchinson. His second catch of the drive. That should be enough for a first down. Not a favorable spot at all by the officials as they're going to mark him short here. We'll see if DeMeco Ryans is going to ask for a measurement here because I certainly thought it was enough for a first down for Xavier Hutchinson. Great job by the O-line, giving CJ a clean pocket to operate with. He fired over the middle, put it right in between the 1 and the 9 on Hutchinson's jersey. And that, to me, clearly is a first down, but it's going to be 3rd and 1. Interesting, they will not take another look at this. Got to be 2-down territory here for Houston. They'll run it up the middle with Joe Mixon, who's got it. But a penalty marker does fly. We'll see if Houston shot themselves in the foot yet again, or if this one's going against Kansas City. And they're going to get Houston for an illegal motion here. They're going to get Irv Smith Jr. We'll see if maybe they had multiple guys moving at the snap of the football. And now the blown call by the officials is really a factor here. Because now it's 3rd and 6, and it should be first down. Second blown call of the evening that has gone against Houston in favor of Kansas City. The first, of course, being the roughing the passer on Patrick Mahomes. 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. Houston's got to hurry. Here's Stroud dancing in the pocket. Is going to roll out to his right. He's going to try to take off being pursued, and he's got enough for a Houston Texans first down as he takes a shot by Reid right at the first down marker. Stroud a little bit slow to get up once again. I tell you what, he's fighting through some pain. And he's putting his body on the line for his teammates, as that one there is clearly a first down for Houston. Really impressive stuff there by CJ Stroud. And the Texans are fired up here. As this drive, I mean, they literally might just say, screw it, we'll take the whole third quarter from you. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. I formation look here for Houston. Here comes Irv Smith in motion. They'll hand it to Joe Dean. He's got space, and he will score! Touchdown, Houston. What an unbelievable 10-minute drive from Bobby Slowick, CJ Stroud, and this Houston Texans offense. My goodness, that is textbook. 13-12, and the Texans are an extra point away from tying this puppy up. That is an unbelievable football drive. Honestly, one of the best drives I've seen from any team here this season. Remarkable stuff from the Texans. And no, he missed the extra point. No good. Kaimi Fairbairn, who missed from 55 earlier, misfires on the extra point. And Kansas City still has a 1-point lead. Wow. All right, plenty to unpack and discuss there. But first, got to give a shout-out to our friends over at Game Time, because today's live stream watch party is presented by Game Time. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of different tickets. There's still time to get some tickets to see some NFL playoff games. Got a couple of games tomorrow. Don't believe either of those games are sold out quite yet. Still think you have opportunity there on Game Time to make something happen. Also, next weekend, of course, is championship weekend. Would highly recommend you check out some of those tickets on Game Time. The best place to get tickets for any sporting event or concert, comedy, theater. My two favorite features on Game Time: the seat views. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy with Game Time. Going to a baseball game, don't want to get blocked out by a foul pole or something like that. Game Time's got you covered with their seat views. Secondly, their event cancellation protection. You're going to a concert, the artist cancels on you last minute, it's fine. No reason to fret. Game Time is going to get you your money back. They are not going to hose you in any way, shape, or form. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. Here is our Super Chat menu here this afternoon. $5 Super Chat. Let me know who you got. We got a little competition going here between Kansas City Chiefs fans and Houston Texans fans. Texans fans have a one Super Chat advantage over the Chiefs at this point. $10 Super Chat. It is a wheel spin. I will interrupt myself to say that Caitlin Clark is sitting next to Taylor Swift, so she is enjoying herself in the suite there. Caitlin Clark, an unbelievable athlete, no doubt about that. And is a big Taylor Swift fan, so I'm sure she is very much enjoying herself here this evening. First time, or I think second time we've seen Taylor Swift, which a couple of times is okay. Let's just not go to her, throughout the entirety of the game. So 2 times, that's fine. That was good. We're fine with that. Here's the kick from Kaimi Fairbairn, who just misfired on an extra point. Kansas City will return this from their own 5. And some space, another quality return for the Kansas City Chiefs. Once again, it's Remigio, who did a nice job on the opening play of the game, returning the opening kickoff for Kansas City all the way into Houston territory, approaching their red zone. But there is a flag here, so we'll check the laundry. $20 Super Chat. We'll do 3 consecutive candy tosses. If I miss any of them, 20 push-ups. Had to do 20 push-ups at halftime, courtesy of my guy, Marvin Williford. And it is going to be a hold on Kansas City. So this one's coming back. No optimal field position for the Chiefs. We'll see what Patrick Mahomes can do. There's 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter, and we have not really seen him since Kareem Hunt scored his touchdown early, or like at the midway point, I guess, just a little bit past the midway point of the second quarter. And we'll see. That has been, I said it a little bit earlier, but that has been the recipe ever since Kansas City has kind of, elevated themselves to the top of the league. The recipe is, keep 15 on the sideline. That's how you have a chance to beat them. And Houston has done a tremendous job of that here in the third quarter. We'll see. If their defense can get a quick stop, shoot a 3 and out, get the ball back to CJ. Mahomes goes back to the bench. Things are going in your favor if you're able to execute in that fashion. We will see if they are able to do that. Noli says, are you guys live Monday? Absolutely. We will be live on our Ohio State channel, and that will be simulcasted here with our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. I will not be hosting, but I would assume I am producing for Tom Downey on Monday night. So should be a lot of fun. I know Timon, who's helping us out as our moderator here, as he always does. Appreciate you, Timon. I know he's excited about the game, and I'm excited as well. Hopefully we get a competitive football game. We'll leave it at that. Hopefully it's competitive for us on Monday night. That's all we're asking for. Okay, so we get our ball possession up here. Kansas City has the football. Update the clock all the way down to 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Kansas City hasn't touched the ball once in the second half. I feel like a broken record, but I feel like I need to keep saying that because that is pretty unbelievable that that is the case. Make sure you guys keep hitting that subscribe button if you have not done so already. Our goal, obviously, over the next couple of weeks is to get to that 400,000 subscriber mark here on our Chat Sports main channel. Hopefully we can get 397,000 by tonight. Was hoping we could get there with ours. But my guy Harrison Graham, Jack Lauderay will be, they got you covered for tonight's game in Detroit. Commanders Lions should be a lot of fun. Similar spread, by the way, in that game as this one was going into this one. Obviously I haven't checked since this game has started. I would imagine it's floating around that 9.5. We'll see, but should be a lot of fun. Harrison and Jack have you covered. We're at our Chat Sports Cincinnati offices for this one, and we're sending it back to Chat Sports Dallas, main Chat Sports offices, later tonight. Here's Mahomes on 1st and 10, rolling out to his right, throwing across his body to Travis Kelce, who's got the first down and more. Pick up a 15. Type in those ones if you are a Chiefs fan. But we got a penalty marker that is out, and it looks like Kansas City thinks it is against them, and it is. A holding penalty that's going to set them back 10 additional yards. Trey Smith guilty of the hold for Kansas City. First and 19. It was half a distance to the goal penalty for Kansas City. They've got at their own 9. Delayed handoff here to Pacheco. Makes the first guy miss. He's running hard all the way out to the 19-yard line. So solid pickup there by Pacheco on first down. He's had a relatively quiet game for Kansas City. I still don't feel like he is at full health, right? You know, he came into the year, had a phenomenal campaign last season for Kansas City in 2023, but that second week against Cincinnati got hurt at the end of that game. I forget exactly what his injury was, maybe a tibia or fibula, something on the shin perhaps, but regardless, missed a lot of time, came back. Kareem Hunt did a nice job of holding down that position, but it's kind of a two-back look here as Pacheco doesn't appear to be fully healthy. Here's 2nd and 9. Mahomes with all day to throw, just sitting in the pocket like a statue. Now he's going to step up. Now he's going to move around. Now he's going to take off and get tackled after a measly 1 or 2 yard pickup. 3rd and 7 on the horizon here for Kansas City. Type those threes into the comment section, regardless of who you are pulling for here in this game as we approach the 3-minute mark of the third quarter. This third quarter is absolutely flying by. No doubt about that. This typically is the Travis Kelce down. Let's see if Mahomes can get it to him here on 3rd down. Great job by the coverage unit there of Houston. That was basically a coverage sack, albeit Mahomes was able to get a yard or 2. 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. Mahomes got to hurry. Gets the snap off. Stepping up in the pocket. Dumping it off to Travis Kelce, who's got a first down. Out to the 36-yard line of Kansas City. He stands up. He's fired up. Oh, back to Taylor Swift. That's a little premature. We just went to her. All right, it was a couple minutes ago we went to her. We didn't need to go back to her that quickly. I'm just kidding. First down, Kansas City. That's the down where you look for 87. And once again, he was oddly wide open there. A couple of times this evening, obviously going back to the 49-yard reception he had in the first half. It's like, this is still Travis Kelce out there. Obviously, he is aged, and he is not the Travis Kelce that he once was, but it's still Travis Kelce in the playoffs, and he's still a problem. And Mahomes drops the snap, picks it back up, and tries to extend the play, and he's going to roll out to his right, stopping, juking, and cuts it back upfield. Dangerous decision. Goes down. He wants a flag. Oh, my God, and he gets it. That's terrible. We'll see if they throw it. Again, NFL Daily, Chat Sports main channel. I am unbiased in this game. I'm doing my best to be unbiased. That's 3-0 on calls that have gone Kansas City's way that are just absolutely ridiculous. That's a late slide there by Patrick Mahomes. He should have just went out of bounds. For whatever reason, he decided to cut it back upfield, and he doesn't even get hit. the two Texans guys, To'o and his buddy, not exactly sure who that was, crashed into each other. Mahomes hardly gets touched, and they're going to call a penalty. Unbelievable. Pistol look here for Kansas City. Play fake. Mahomes rolling to his left, and he's going to fire over the middle. Pass is caught by his tight end. Looks to be Noah Gray. It is. Pickup of about 5. Second down coming up. Joe Buck is expressing his displeasure for the call, as he should. That's now 3 bad calls that have gone in Kansas City's favor. Mahomes takes the snap, looking left, running out of time, and is just barely able to throw it away. That could have been disastrous for Kansas City. Looked like he was going to lose about 10 yards on a sack, but was able to get rid of it. The clock will stop here with 39 seconds to go in the third quarter. It is third down. Type in those threes for us in the comments section. Keep in that thumbs up icon for us as well, folks. Trying to get to 200 likes on our stream. Mahomes in the gun. P. Ryan in the right hip pocket of Patrick. Mahomes takes the snap. Fires over the middle. Passes caught by Noah Gray. We'll see if he got there on the second effort. Favorable spot here for Kansas City. And it looks like they're going to give him a first down. Kansas City does not have to run another play here if they don't want to. He was tackled short, and he's short. That's not a first down. So we'll see what the officials decide to do here. This better be a measurement, because this would be 4 absurd penalties. Or not penalties, I guess, but just absurd things that have gone Kansas City's favor. Okay. He is short, and it's going to be 4th and less than a half a yard. It's very close. Probably, we'll say 4th and a half a yard here. And I would imagine Andy Reid will go for this here. But as I mentioned, Kansas City does not need to run a play here, and they will not. What a drive there by Houston coming out of the half. They go down and score, and then Kansas City gets the ball. We're already done with the third quarter. Unbelievable. Keep hitting that sub button, folks. Around 400 people locked in with us here at NFL Daily. Reminder, Harrison Graham and Jack Lauderay will have our coverage for the nightcap. Washington taking on the Detroit Lions. I think you got to be very pleased with how this game has played out so far. If you're an unbiased guy, just rooting for a good game like me. There was definitely some worry that, Kansas City would come into this game and really dominate from start to finish, but that has not been the case. Got to give a lot of credit to DeMeco Ryans. This Houston team looks like they belong. Looks like they're ready for this moment. They're prepared. They're poised. Have they had a few, too many penalties that have kind of set them back a little? Sure, absolutely. Some missed kicks, obviously, are going to potentially be a difference maker in this football game. But they're hanging right in with this Kansas City Chiefs team. They're going through the formula, right? Keeping the ball out of Patrick's hands. Not turning the football over yet. We'll see if that continues here. As this game stays close late, it feels like, a turnover. Whatever team can force it might be the team that wins this game. We'll see. But got to be ecstatic if you're a Texans fan. I think if you're a Chiefs fan, you still are fine, right? Obviously, the missed extra point there by Kaimi makes you feel a little bit better, but you never really are in panic mode as a Chiefs fan, I would say, until it's, you look up and it's definitely too late, I would say. But we should have a good finish here. Kansas City driving. Some good fortune from Kansas City in this game from a penalty perspective. But that's the way it goes. All right, 4th and a half a yard. And Andy Reid's got the offense on the field, as he should. And keep in mind, this Chiefs team, I think a lot of teams here would just sneak it, but ever since Mahomes hurt his kneecap several years ago on a quarterback sneak, I don't know if the Chiefs have ran one. And they're going to be in the gun here. 4th and less than a yard. Mahomes is in the gun. Kareem Hunt is the running back in the game. Travis Kelce as well is in the backfield. They will hand it off to Hunt right up the middle, and he's got it. First down, Kansas City. Creed Humphrey's fired up at that center position. Great job there by the Kansas City offensive line. Always risky going in the gun in such a short yardage situation, but the OL held up for him, and Kareem Hunt did the rest. First down, Chiefs. Type in those ones if you are a Chiefs fan in the comments section. Crimson Tide says Texans fans should be upset with the penalties and mistakes. No doubt. You also should be very happier in this game. Here's the handoff to Hunt. And he keeps the legs going. And oh my goodness, Kareem Hunt picks up 8 yards and what felt like should have been a 3-yard pickup. There's our Super Chat menu, folks. Hoping to get a few more here before the end of this football game. That is flying by. Absolutely flying by. 13 and a half minutes to go here in this ball game. Mahomes takes the snap. Looking with time. Fires over the middle. Pass is caught by Kelce. Makes the first guy miss. Kelce inside the 10-yard line. Tackled at the 7. First down, Kansas City. Type in those ones for us into the comments section if you are a Chiefs fan. Tell you what, vintage Travis Kelce in a lot of moments in this game. You knew he was going to show up for the playoffs. And he's made several game-changing plays here for this Chiefs offense in this game. And he's got 100-plus yards once again. 9th career time doing that in the playoffs. NFL record. Shot clock at 3 here for Mahomes. Patrick takes the snap. Looks left. Escaping the pocket. He's going to get dropped. Will Anderson Jr. once again goes down, and a flag comes out, and Mahomes gets up, and he's heated. Wonder if he was complaining about wanting another penalty or whatever the case is. Andy Reid's a little fired up on the sideline as well. We'll check the marker here. Illegal shift on Kansas City, so this will back them up a little bit. Are they going to call Juju on this, or Worthy perhaps? Yep. 2 guys moving at the snap. You can only have 1 guy doing that. Schuster and Worthy both moving at the same time. Can't do that. Good penalty there. Backs Kansas City up to their own 13. 2nd and goal. Mahomes running out of time. Makes the first guy miss. He's going to fake the shovel and take off. Fake the left-hand throw and get shoved out of bounds and flop like a little girl. Down at the 12-yard line. Luckily, the officials don't throw a penalty. It'll be 3rd and goal around the 10-yard line. You got to respect Patrick Mahomes. Like, if you don't respect Patrick Mahomes, you're crazy. But stuff like that, like, come on. What are you doing? Think Joe Burrow would do that? No. 3rd and goal at the 12. Mahomes takes the snap. Looking right. Working his way back towards the middle of the field. Firing. Caught. Touchdown. Travis Kelce. Oh, my goodness. Vintage Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce there. He was falling to the ground as he let go of that football, and Travis Kelce was wide open in the end zone, and he reels it in for a touchdown. My goodness. What a play. Here's the extra point attempt from Butker to make this an 8-point game. Kick is up. Kick is good. 11 minutes, 52 seconds to go. I'm telling you, if you didn't think Travis Kelce would show up for this game, you were crazy. As he's falling down, fires over the middle in between two defenders. That's elite. That's elite. That's elite. Absolutely elite stuff. Elite stuff from the Chiefs there. As we update the scoreboard. So we give a shout out to our friends over at PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least two players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. PrizePicks is the best place to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks keeps your lineup live. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. Join over 10 million users and sign up today. They also invented the flex play. How about this? Jack Lauderay here at Chat Sports, I believe, is the guy that threw this together, and he should be pretty excited because Joe Mixon found his way into the end zone for Houston. So that means only one of the top two things there between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen need to hit in order for the flex play to be successful. Obviously, if you win all three, you get more money, but if you just get one of those next two, you have a chance to potentially double your money. That's the beauty of the flex play. So download the app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. It's PrizePicks. Run your game. Really appreciate PrizePicks for being our partner here and making this live stream edition of this NFL Divisional Round game possible. Okay, let me update the scoreboard here. Kansas City has the lead over Houston. I've only seen 2 drives in the second half. Pretty unbelievable. Houston will return it from their own end zone. And they got some space out to the 30 and breaking tackles and still on their feet down at the 31-yard line. And Hutchinson. 20-10. Kansas City has the lead. That's an unbelievable throw there by Patrick Mahomes. Unbelievable. $11:43 to go in the game. Obviously a very critical drive here for CJ Stroud. And the Houston Texans have the football. Keep hitting that sub button, folks. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. We will be live here on our channel. It will be Harrison Graham and Jack Lauderay. Will take the reins from us here down at our Chat Sports Dallas offices. We are in Cincinnati right now. And they will take the reins from us for the Commanders-Lions game. Hopefully that is a good game as well. B-Po Man says biased play calling. Terrible. No, not here. Not here at Chat Sports. We are not biased. No way about that. I call it as I see it. If you didn't think that Mahomes flop was a flop, you got problems. And if you didn't think that Mahomes' throw was unbelievable, you got problems as well. 22-12. Kansas City has the lead at home. I know several of you guys are probably interested in that point differential. 8 points differential right now. I don't know what it closed at. We talked about it being a 9-point spread coming in. Not exactly sure what it closed at, but Vegas tends to be pretty good. See what CJ Stroud has in store as far as a potential response goes. Stroud rolling out to his right, dumping it off across his body. Not exactly sure if his intended target, Irv Smith, was able to haul it in. Looks like they'll give him the catch. Only picked up probably 2 or 3 yards there. Second down, clock runs under 11 and a half minutes. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Stroud back under center. CJ, play fake. Drops back. Wants a deep shot. Fires. Pass is caught. Nico Collins down at the 40-yard line of Kansas City. Another beautiful throw by CJ Stroud. Nice catch there by Nico Collins. And Houston's going to keep the chains moving here. They are not done yet. CJ Stroud, Chris Jones right in the face of CJ Stroud. And CJ was able to hang in there and deliver a beautiful football. Unbelievable pass there by Stroud. 13 of 17 on the afternoon. Stroud, play fake. With time, running out of time. Dumps it off to Mixon, and just the two were not on the same page there. Not exactly sure if Mixon was going to be able to pick up any yardage there on the dump down. But I think he thought he was going to continue to work upfield, and Mixon kind of stopped. And it goes out of bounds, incomplete. Nico Collins will sub out here. Not sure if he's banged up or just gassed. He's crouched down on the sidelines. I think he's fine, but they're not going to be with their best wide receiver here on this 2nd and 10 play. Four seconds on the shot clock. Stroud's got to hurry. CJ gets it off. Here comes pressure from Kansas City. CJ lofting. Oh, nearly an unbelievable one-handed catch. Incomplete. It was Jared Wayne, who I believe this is only his 2nd target of the season, nearly hauls it in with one arm. But once again, Kansas City sent pressure that Houston was not able to account for. Just a free rusher here from the linebacker Bolton right in the face of Stroud. Had to get rid of it way quicker than he wanted to. Threw that ball a little bit more inside than he would have liked. Incomplete. Massive 3rd and 10 here at the 40 of Kansas City. More pressure. And Stroud's going to get hit. The Texans can't pick it up once again. And decision time here for DeMeco Ryans. He's probably just going to want to punt this one away, but they are in Kansas City territory. Let's see what he does here. 2 straight pressures from Steve Spagnuolo that Houston just totally was unprepared for. Free rushers right in the face of CJ Stroud. Not able to get anything going down the field. Not exactly sure if that's on Stroud for not checking his protection or if it's a blown assignment from somebody, but regardless, they didn't have enough guys blocking. 3 seconds on the play clock here, and they're going to snap it. They're going. Stroud rolling to his right, running out of time. He's just got to throw this one up, and he gets sacked all the way down at his own 45-yard line. Unbelievable. Karlaftis makes the play for Kansas City. And for the first time all afternoon, Houston did not look like they were ready for the moment at all. The play clock was winding down. Houston clearly was not ready. It looked like DeMeco decided to go for it late. Stroud had to snap it at the last second to get the play off. Obviously, he didn't want to call a timeout. And then you only have 2. But just a disaster situation there for the Houston Texans. I think there you got to punt that football based on the way your defense had been playing throughout the majority of this game. I understand that, Kansas City was able to do some good things there on that last drive, but your defense has shown up in spots. Get your punter out there, Tommy Townsend, a good punter, pin him, and give your defense a chance to make a stop. Instead, you go for it on 4th and 10. I'm fine going, but you got to make up your mind a little bit earlier than when DeMeco made up his mind. He waited too late, then they were rushed into snapping the football, and then from there you got to decide, do we rush and snap it or do we burn a timeout? Because if you burn a timeout, then you got to go, right? You can't burn a timeout then punt it. That's the dumbest thing you could do in that situation. So if you're DeMeco Ryans, you either got to make your mind up quicker or punt that football. Instead, they try to rush into a 4th and 10, and it just completely backfires on them. Kansas City takes over on downs. And they're going to have a really good field position because Stroud lost about 10, 15 yards on that sack as well. Keep hitting that sub button, folks. Appreciate you guys helping us get over that 396,600 subscriber mark here at the channel. Update the clock here. Still plenty of time. 10 minutes to go in this game. But optimal field position here for Kansas City. And Chiefs going to have an opportunity here to deliver the kill shot on this possession. But got to give a ton of credit to Kansas City. They just draft and develop. George Karlaftis is one of those guys. He's an unbelievable player. 1st and 10, give to Kareem Hunt. Not much doing there. Pick up a 1. Yeah, see, they broke the huddle there with 7 seconds to go, and CJ saying, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Guys got no idea what's going on. Kansas City sends the dogs again, and they're in trouble. Serious trouble. Second and 9. Play fake. Mahomes dumps it off to Xavier Worthy in space. See if he can't make a move. No, he cannot. He gets tackled right at the line of scrimmage here. So Houston has an opportunity to really flip things around as it is 3rd and 9 for Kansas City. Type those 3s in to the comment section. And Kansas City's just past midfield here at the Houston 43. So kind of approaching that no man's land territory. Here's the 3rd and 9 snap. Mahomes running out of time, rolling, and is just going to throw it away. Juju Smith-Schuster was the closest receiver in the area. And I think this is going to be a 3-and-out from Kansas City, and they're going to have to punt immediately. Incredible job by this Texans defense, as now the Chiefs are going to have to punt it right back to them. Here's the punt. Fair catch is made at the 6-yard line by Robert Woods, and that's where we'll see CJ Stroud. So got to give a lot of credit to the Texans defense as they get the ball right back. Mahomes and company, 3 plays, pick up 1 yard, and they punt it. Appreciate our guy, Ty Man the Buckeye, serving as our moderator here, helping us with those bots. There's a lot of bots, and we appreciate you. Thank you very much. 8.5 minutes to go in this game. Kansas City has an 8-point advantage over the Houston Texans. I think if you're a Texans fan, you got to be pleased with what they have done. Obviously, that last sequence there on 4th down was a disaster. But really, the only time you found yourselves in a disaster situation here today. But the beautiful thing about it is your defense immediately made up for it. Immediately. 3 plays later, you get the football back. So major credit to the Texans defense. Obviously, if you're Mahomes, there's got to be some frustration there that you were only able to pick up a yard. Again, 10 minutes to go. You have the ball in Houston territory. You have an opportunity to deliver the kill shot there with an 8-point lead, and they weren't able to do it. So second life here for Houston, so to speak. 8.5 minutes to go, and we'll see. I think the biggest question here is how is Houston going to be able to handle this pressure from Kansas City? Because obviously, if they bring pressure and you have it blocked properly, you're going to have open guys downfield. Obviously is going to be a good thing if you are the Houston Texans. But got to be able to pick up that pressure. I don't expect Spags to go away from that pressure, by the way. I would expect him to continue to bring it. So we'll see. Got to have a better plan, though, if you're Houston. Keep that sub button. By the way, we will be live later tonight. Harrison Graham and Jack Lauderay at you covered. We'll be live on Sunday for those games as well. We'll be live on Monday night for the national championship between Notre Dame and Ohio State. So plenty of exciting stuff coming your guys' way. Hit that sub button. Help us out. Help yourself out. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. Here we go. 1st and 10 for Houston at their own 7-yard line in the I formation. Mixon is the running back. They'll give it to him. Try to get some space here to work with. And he'll pick up 3 or 4 yards there on 1st down. Both teams, by the way, have all 3 timeouts. Texans have the football. 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard run from Mixon. Kansas City has won 16 straight one-score games, an NFL record. Obviously, we currently are in a one-score game with the Chiefs having an 8-point advantage. Stroud under center again. Play fake will roll to his right. Stroud with time. Running out of time, dumps it off. Pass is incomplete. He wanted Nico Collins, and it went in and out of his hands. Guess who? Trent McDuffie was there in coverage for Kansas City. Just can't say enough good things about McDuffie. Some would argue he was a little bit early there with that left hand, but I think that's pretty good coverage there by McDuffie. And now, just like that, we got another 3rd down in this football game as the Texans are facing a 3rd and 6 with the clock stopped at 7 minutes and 49 seconds to go. Game 1 of the Divisional Round of the 2025 NFL playoffs. This game has not disappointed to this point. 3 seconds on the play clock. Stroud's got to hurry. He wants the snap. He gets the snap. Some pressure here from Spags. Stroud holding on to the football, extending, firing, nearly intercepted. Should have been picked. 2 Kansas City Chiefs defenders collided with each other. Had they not collided, it most certainly would have been picked off. Stroud wanted to go to Nico Collins. Falls to the ground incomplete, I would think. DeMeco Ryans is going to punt it here on 4th and 6, but we have a banged up Chiefs defender on the ground. And his teammates have dropped down to a knee. This could be a serious situation. Again, 2 Chiefs defenders crashed into each other trying to make the interception. I believe it was Reid and Watson, perhaps? And Reid is the guy that is going to be banged up here for the Chiefs. As they check on him, we will go to commercial break. Reid, of course, is a former Houston Texan, was drafted by the Texans, and has spent the past couple of seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs, has been a part of 2 Super Bowl championships. Hopefully he is okay, but he ran into his buddy on that play. Chulor. Yes, I'm not going to be doing the next game. It will be Harrison Graham, our Bears Now host here at Chat Sports. He will have you covered for the Lions and the Commanders game. So he'll do a great job. I believe he's got Jack Lauderay with him. So stick around for that. Should be a lot of fun. Not exactly sure when that kick is. 8:15 perhaps. 8:20 maybe right when after this game is over. I'm not exactly sure, but regardless, make sure you join Harrison. Hit that sub button if you haven't done so already. We are approaching 400,000 subscribers here at Chat Sports, our main channel. Appreciate all of you guys hanging out with us. I am Stone Shields. I am the host of our Bengals Breakdown channel here at Chat Sports. My first time doing some work on our main channel. It's been a lot of fun. We've gotten a competitive football game as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I certainly have. Make sure you keep hitting that subscribe button as well. And good news, Justin Reid is up. He's got his helmet still on, and he is on the sideline. So hopefully he is just fine and will be able to return for Kansas City, assuming they will have another possession on defense. Kind of a no-brainer decision here. DeMeco Ryans has to punt here. You got all 3 timeouts. Still over 7 minutes to go in the game. 4th and 6 at your own 10-yard line. Got to punt this one away, but you need a good one from former Chief Tommy Townsend. Here's the punt. Sends it skyward. And not his best punt, as that's going to go out of bounds, short of midfield. Not exactly sure if he was punting into the wind or not, but that is not what the Texans needed there from special teams. As now Mahomes basically gets it right back where he had it before, right? Just barely in Houston Texans territory. I believe that'll be a 1st and 10 situation from their 45-yard line. And last time he was in this spot, it was 3 plays, and they only picked up 1 yard. See if Kansas City can do a little bit better offensively, or if the Texans are going to get the football right back into CJ Stroud's hands. They'll go empty set here on 1st down. Andy Reid mixing it up and not going to go with a run play here on the first play of this drive. Mahomes takes the snap, fires over the middle. Pass is caught by Travis Kelce. Pickup of 4. Clock will run here under 7.5 minutes to go. Travis Kelce has turned back the clocks in this game as he once again is over 100 yards. The 9th time he has done that in an NFL playoff game, the most in NFL history as he continues his Hall of Fame career. Approaching the 7-minute mark, 2nd and 6 here for Kansas City at the Houston 41-yard line. Here comes Xavier Worthy in motion. They'll hand it to Kareem Hunt, who's got a first down and more. Tackled at the 30-yard line. Beautiful jump cut there by Kareem Hunt. He, too, kind of turned back the clocks there. He hit that hole hard after that jump cut. And that is a first down for Kansas City. Chiefs really have an opportunity for the kill shot here with 6.5 minutes to go. They have the football. Apologies, I will correct the ball possession here. Chiefs have the football. 6.5 minutes to go. Pistol look. Here comes Worthy in motion again. They'll hand it to Hunt once again. And he's breaking tackles. He's got another first down into the PrizePicks red zone down at the 17-yard line. Kareem Hunt is having a phenomenal second half in this game for Kansas City. As they appear to be on the doorsteps of another AFC championship appearance. Texans need a stop. The Chiefs obviously well within field goal range at this point as we approach the 5.5-minute mark here of the fourth quarter. Mahomes once again in the gun. We are in the PrizePicks red zone. Play fake. Swing pass to Xavier Worthy, and he drops it. I tell you what, Kansas City is lucky that that was a forward pass. That was dangerously close to being a lateral. Henry To'oTo'o of the Texans was able to fall on that, but it is going to be incomplete because it was a forward pass. But a near disaster there by Kansas City. And obviously very beneficial for Houston that the clock stops with 5.5 minutes to go. And it stopped without them having to use a timeout. Both teams still have all three. 4 seconds to go on the shot clock. Mahomes takes the snap. Here comes some pressure from Houston. Not able to get home. Out to Kelce in the flat. He's got nowhere to go, and he's going to get tackled right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 coming up for Kansas City. Type in those threes for us in the comments section. Chiefs into the PrizePicks red zone. Caitlin Clark living her dream in the box next to her idol, Taylor Swift. You got to feel good for Caitlin Clark. I'm a big Caitlin Clark fan, to be honest with you. Big Caitlin Clark fan. All right, here we go. 3rd and 10. Houston needs a stop here. Ball at the Houston 18-yard line. Here comes pressure from DeMeco Ryans. Mahomes has Xavier Worthy, but it's only going to be a pickup of 9. And now it's a decision here for Andy Reid. I think you got to just kick the field goal here and go up 2 scores, and it looks like that is what Kansas City will do. It's a smart call here. You had a kicker in Harrison Butker who's been pretty much automatic for you. And the Texans actually did have to burn a timeout earlier, so they are down to 2. And I'm sure there's a part of Andy Reid that wants to go for this, but you got to take the 2-possession lead here if you are the Chiefs. 27-yard field goal for Butker on the way. Snap, hold, kick. Kick is up. Kick is good. 4.5 minutes to go. And the Chiefs extend their lead to 2 possessions over the Houston Texans, this divisional round of the NFL playoffs. That score updated. One last time, we will take a peek at our Super Chat menu here on today's show. Really appreciate Marvin Williford for contributing earlier in the game. $5 who you got right now. The Texans have a 1 Super Chat advantage over the Chiefs. A little competition between the fan bases. We'll see. $10 Super Chat is a wheel spin. But I got to spin the wheel today on today's show. Still got some time. 6 minutes and change. Actually, I believe there's less than that. Excuse me. Get the clock updated as well. But $10 super chat, we will spin the wheel. Got some cool options on there, stuff we could potentially do. So you send in a $10 super chat, we indeed will spin that wheel. $20 super chat, candy toss. Basically got the gummy bears here. Got to catch 3 of them in a row. If not, it is 20 push-ups. Had 20 push-ups earlier on, courtesy of my guy, Marvin Williford, who's hanging out with us here this afternoon here at NFL Daily. And hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. Hopefully Houston can go down and score some points here and give us a close finish. But Houston has definitely shown some good things. Kansas City is just showing that championship medal at this point, right? Because you look at the things they've done. Have they wowed you today? No. But have they turned the ball over? No. Have they executed on third down? Yes. Have they got the ball to their stars? Kelce? Yes. Have they not shot themselves in the foot? Yes. So, that's what championships teams do. I mean, you can keep hating on them, but until somebody knocks them off, you got to go out there and you got to punch them in the face and take it from them. We're going to keep seeing Kansas City win games. But still plenty of time left in this game. 4.5 minutes. The Texans, of course, though, are down 2 possessions. So, going to need to go score a touchdown quickly. Did have to burn a timeout, so they're down to 2 on the evening. Four minutes, 38 seconds to go in this ball game. Here is the kick from Butker. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Houston Texans. Stroud in the gun. CJ takes the snap. Here comes some pressure, and down he goes again. This Kansas City front is relentless, and guess who? George Karlaftis gets his 2nd sack of the afternoon and drops CJ Stroud in the backfield for a loss of 5. Dalton Schultz, lined up at tight end, was supposed to get a chip on Karlaftis, and he basically just batted him with a pillow. Here's Stroud. Quick pass to Dalton Schultz, and he's going to get dropped at the 30 after a pickup of 6. So it's going to be 3rd and 10. Obviously, 4-down territory now for Houston as we dip under 4 minutes to go, and they are down 2 scores. Stroud in the gun. And Kansas City jumps offside. Free play here, and they're not going to let him run it. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Third and 5. Stroud in the gun. Here comes Mechie in motion. Chiefs simulating pressure. They bring it again. Stroud gets hit, but gets it out over the middle. Pass is caught into Kansas City territory. Hutchinson over the middle for a big pickup for the Texans, and the clock will continue to run here as we approach 3.5 minutes. Great job there by Stroud. Was under siege, as he has been all second half, and was able to get it to a weapon in space. CJ is not going to get away this time. Actually, he's going to dump it off. Great job there by Stroud. Looked like that was for sure going to be another sack for Kansas City. But he was able to get it out to his back. It looked like the pass rusher for Kansas City, not exactly sure who it was, just kind of gave up on the play, had an opportunity to sack him, but he didn't. Here's 2nd and 10, CJ, and trying to escape, and this time he is going to get sacked. Loss of 1, 3rd and 11 coming up here for Kansas City. Steve Spagnuolo has been consistent, dialing up pressure here in this second half, and for the most part, Houston just hasn't had a good enough answer for it whatsoever. 3rd and 11 as we approach 2.5 minutes to go. Obviously, 4-0 down territory for Houston. Stroud looking, lofting deep down the sideline, right in the breadbasket of Dalton Schultz. Did he catch it? He did. First down, Houston out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Unbelievable catch here from Dalton Schultz. We'll see if he was able to secure it. Obviously, they will take another look at this. Oh, I don't know if that second foot came down in bounds. Oh, that's close. Ruling on the field is a catch. Kansas City, obviously on their sideline, did not think that he hauled it in. They obviously will take another look at this play. This is really, really close. And Andy Reid's actually going to challenge this. This is the dime from CJ Stroud. The ball was slipping through his hands, but it's a matter of if he had that first foot down by the time they deem it possession. Oh, that's close. I don't know if you can overturn this, though. That's really close. Some of these times, it's just, man, like that is. I don't see how you can overturn this because it's kind of slipping through his grasp, and then I think that's a catch. I think it's a catch for Dalton Schultz. Houston still has 2 timeouts. Andy Reid challenged the ruling on the field. And the ruling on the field will stand as called. Beautiful job by Stroud. Beautiful job by Schultz. 1st and 10 at the Kansas City 30. So now Andy Reid is going to lose a timeout. Both clubs now have 2 remaining. 2 minutes, 27 seconds to go here in this football game. 1st and 10, Houston at the Kansas City 31-yard line. Stroud takes the snap with time, running out of time. Rolling to his left, flipping it deep down the sideline. Oh, my goodness, did he catch it again? I think Nico Collins hauled that one in, and he does. My goodness, Houston just will not go away. Both Collins and Schultz went for it, and Collins was able to haul it in. Here's Stroud. Fires over the middle. Pass is caught once again. Tackled at the 5. Hutchinson really has come up big in the second half for Houston, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Unbelievable. Are they going to try to run a play here? They are. They get one off. Great job. Stroud running out of time, and he's going to get dumped at the 13-yard line. And he calls timeout, which I would assume they're not going to let him use that. That was silly by CJ, not realizing that it was the 2-minute warning. I don't think they're in a – yeah, he went with the timeout motion, but just a lapse of judgment there by CJ Stroud. Obviously, it is a 2-minute warning, so he will not be charged a timeout. Kansas City has a 2-possession lead, but Houston has it at the 11-yard line. Two minutes to go in this game. I think you got to be really pleased with how this game has panned out if you're an unbiased fan. Time Man says this is pretty much over. I tell you what's funny is the people that have money on this game are sitting here waiting anxiously for these next 2 minutes. An onside kick most likely. An onside kick will come into play here as Houston does not have all 3 timeouts. So even if they score, they will have to execute an onside kick. Again, not sure what it closed at, but right now, Kansas City's covering. And if Houston scores, obviously Houston will be covering. And it'll be interesting to see that if the Texans don't pick up a first down if they just kick the field goal on 4th down, right? Because they're going to need an onside kick anyway, or how they decide to approach that. Should be pretty interesting. But regardless, Kansas City has a 23-12 lead. Keep hitting that sub button, folks. Harrison Graham and Jack Lauderay got you covered for this next game here that should be underway probably an hour from now. Maybe a little bit less than an hour, maybe 8 o'clock, something like that. We'll see. Hopefully that is another good game. Washington Commanders traveling to Detroit to take on the Lions. Lions, of course, fresh off their bye as the number 1 overall seed. So stay tuned for that. Still 2 minutes, though, in this football game. Houston still has a chance. We'll have to execute an onside kick here at some point, even if they are able to score. But CJ Stroud was dumped yet again. They ran one more play with 2 minutes and 1 second left. Now it is 3rd and 10. It'll be interesting to see if DeMeco kicks a field goal if they do not pick this up. 3rd and 10. They can pick up a first down at the 4-yard line. Stroud in the gun. Plenty of time on the play clock. Kansas City simulating pressure. CJ changing the play at the line of scrimmage for Houston. Takes the snap. Looking left. And down he goes again. Dropped at the 17-yard line by George Karlaftis once again. And I think you're going to see a field goal here from Houston, I would imagine. And George Karlaftis continues his unbelievable game, but you just can't put a tight end on George Karlaftis. That's just not something you can do, as he just bullies Dalton Schultz, bounces off the running back as well, and then just drops CJ Stroud. And CJ is getting helped off the field. He's taking massive shots in this game. Obviously hurt the left knee on their first offensive possession, and appears to be shaken up yet again. Here's a 35-yard attempt for Kaimi Fairbairn. He has missed from 55, has missed an extra point. It's blocked! Kansas City blocks it! And they're out of bounds, and that will end the game. Unbelievable job. Justin Reid gets a paw on it after he got hurt earlier on in the 4th quarter. The kick is blocked, and that essentially will do it here in Kansas City. Justin Reid times it perfectly, and he gets held as well and still is able to block it. Unbelievable. Actually, it wasn't Reid that blocked it. He came off the edge, but it wasn't his hand that hit it. It was 54 in red that was able to block it. Great pursuit, though, from Reid. No good. And Kansas City is going back to the same game they always go back to every single year. The Chiefs are headed back to the AFC Championship game. Here's Mahomes. Texans still have a timeout, so they'll run a couple of plays here. Kareem Hunt has it, picks up 2. And DeMeco will burn his final timeout. And a rough afternoon for Kaimi Fairbairn. Missed from 55, missed an extra point that was critical, would have tied the game at the time. and then gets that 35-yarder blocked as well. And Fairbairn's been phenomenal all season long. For Houston. And now Kansas City can just take a couple of knees here. The ESPN clock scoreboard has it as 23-11. So a bit of a mistake there, but it is 23-12. A couple of more kneel downs. And Kansas City will be locked into their television tomorrow at about 6:30 Eastern Time, trying to figure out whether or not they'll be hosting Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, or whether they will be hosting Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens in a potential rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. So now it is 4th down, so they're actually going to have to punt this. Punt this away. So as far as spreads go, still an opportunity for some craziness to occur. We'll see. I assume Andy Reid will call a timeout with about 14 seconds left on the game clock, and they will punt it away to Houston. And 16 seconds. I would imagine they are going to punt it here. "15 seconds left on the game clock. Kansas City is going to get another victory here in the playoffs, 23-12. We'll see if Houston has any magic in terms of being able to score some more points, but really no way for them to win this football game. As Kansas City is prepared to punt it, Houston's going to send probably everybody to try to block this. They do, and Kansas City is going to take a safety. Kansas City takes a safety, and they're going to win by 9. That is crazy that just took place. I cannot believe that. A lot of people, depending on where you got it, where you got it at 9 or 9.5, that is unbelievable. I should have expected Kansas City to do that, but I was not prepared for that. As they take the safety, we'll update the score here. It's 2 points for Houston. That's something. So now it is a 9-point game. And Mahomes is laughing on the sideline. They're not laughing about that, but that would be funny if they were. Nothing crazy from Patrick, but that touchdown pass to Travis Kelce is what ultimately won the game in the 4th quarter. And that was pretty remarkable from Patrick Mahomes. So now they're going to kick it. 11 seconds. And Houston will field it at the 10. 10 seconds to go. They will get tackled at the 20. And we will get 1, maybe 2 plays from CJ Stroud, who, by the way, is going to take the field for Houston. CJ Stroud took a lot of punishment in this game. I've been really impressed with what we've seen from CJ Stroud, though. Has not gotten the protection he needs, that any quarterback needs. And they're just going to take a knee here. And that'll do it. Kansas City wins it 23-14 at Arrowhead Stadium. And they are headed back once again to the game that they play in every single year. That, of course, is the AFC Championship game. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us here this afternoon. Had a lot of fun. Think we had a really solid football game to enjoy as well. Friendly reminder, Harrison Graham and Jack Lauderay will be with you guys for the nightcap. That, of course, is the Washington Commanders heading up to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions, which hopefully is another good football game. But they have got you covered for that. They will be live pretty much right after we sign off right now. So really hope you enjoyed it. Again, I am Stone Shields, host of Bengals Breakdown by Chat Sports. It has been a pleasure. And until next time, take care, everybody.